In St. Peters, Florissant, and downtown. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
It's never too early to start thinking about your retirement journey, and it's never too late either. You just need to know that the steps may look a little different. Listen to Wealth and Wisdom with Gary Goldberg, Saturday mornings at 7 here on KMOX.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
All right, it's Friday here on KMOX, the Dave Glover Show. Dave out one more day, and he'll be back on Monday. Rachel Zimmerman, Andrew Stoles, Kevin Wheeler with you here. We've got a busy show. Bernie Miklasz is going to join us at 2:30. Sue Thomas will join us for the 2 o'clock hour. I hear she has a couple of burning questions for Bernie.
Awesome.
I made that up.
Oh, okay. Well, Sue hasn't been on in a while, so I'm super excited.
Yeah, that'll be great. So Sue Thomas will be in at the 2 o'clock hour. Bernie at 2:30. Alvin Reed is going to join us around 3 o'clock. Dave Murray at 3:30. George Mahey at 4 o'clock. And then we're off into the weekend and somewhat back to normal. We were texting, all of us were. Dave was texting us, I should say. He sent us some cool pictures from the vacation. It sure sounded like, by his description, they had an amazing time.
Yeah, looks like they had fun. So hopefully you got lots of rest and relaxation on the beach, and he's ready to go on Monday.
So in your guys' experience, which is I think Dave's doing this the smart way. Like, today is travel day, which means he has 2 chill days between a good long vacation and coming back to work. Most of my life, I come back the day before I go back to work, which is a terrible thing. It's a terrible idea to do it that way. And I've done more on longer trips to try to give like a buffer day. So you've got like 1 day at home. What's the worst day for you guys after a vacation?
I mean,
is it the day after? Obviously some of it depends on the vacation, right? I mean, going to Japan is a bit of a task compared to going to Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, the first day back at work is obviously like a little challenging, but I don't know. I think it's good to take a little time off. I'm going to say 99% of the time when I take time off work, I am really ready to come back to work. But, I'm able to get like that reset that I needed. And then I'm looking forward to coming into work. So I feel very fortunate that, we get to work in a job that you feel that way and you don't go like, oh my gosh, I have to go back
and mess
tomorrow.
around with your friends for 4 hours. Yeah. Andrew, what was it like coming back from the LA trip? Was that?
I mean, yeah, it's good. I have not dealt with jet lag really.
That's good.
Of more than like, I guess, like a couple hours maybe. So like I physically I always feel fine, and you're ready to. It feels a little weird to be gone for too long. Like, as nice as it is, it also feels a little strange. Like, you're just, as a person of routine. Typically, it just feels a little strange when you're like, that was like a whole week that I was gone, and so it feels a little weird to have your like 5th weekday where you're just not at work or whatever, and so you start to get a little itchy to like, all right, I would like to, as much as I would like to get back to actual work, I would just almost like to get back into my typical routine.
I get that. I think some of it is, at least in my experience, a lot of like the shorter, what I would call normal vacations where like you go visit family for 4 or 5 days or whatever, that doesn't feel as difficult to come back from because I'm doing my normal things when I'm there, right? I'm staying up to date on what's happening on Twitter. I'm reading the normal stories that I would read for all the outlets that I read, and I'm watching games and all of that. It's when you do the different ones, like for you, Rach, Japan, or like the LA trip where you've got activity after activity because it's a big family thing with a wedding. The time I went to Italy in the middle of September leading up to the baseball playoffs was super weird coming back. He's like, I haven't seen a game in 9 days, and you try to keep up, but it's really like it all depends on what the vacation is as to how weird I feel coming back.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like if I feel like I've been out of the loop, then I'm like, oh man, this is going to take some time and all that. But I gotta. when I come back, I know I need to come back because I got to get the words out. If I don't get the words out, it gets tough for a while. You know, like there's a lot of words in there in the head, and they need to come out because then I can not have them in there anymore.
Yeah,
and then they're gone.
Then it's everybody else's problem.
I get all backed up with words, man. Backed up with words. It's not great because I use words when I'm on vacation, but they're different. You know, I'm not talking about the Cardinals or whatever other things. We're just talking about normal doofy things, and then the other words back up in there, and you got to get them out. But Dave will be back on Monday. Things will return to our version of normal on Monday, and then of course. This weekend is a nice, quiet, looks like not much going on kind of a weekend. So we'll be looking at Cardinals and Cubs all weekend, which is nice. I mean, you got a good rivalry series starting up tonight. Cards and Cubs going at it. We'll talk about that with Bernie in a little bit. And we'll do that on the Redbird Rush Hour with Bernie and Matt Pauley and me, the three of us together doing that as well. And some interesting news today. We're not going to spend a ton of time on it now, just a little teaser for you. And you can go back and listen to the Gas House Gang around 12:15 today. They had Ollie Marmol on because he had invited Yadier Molina to come be a part of the coaching staff for a couple of days. Just sit in the dugout, be around the guys, offer insights, whatever. So he's doing that this weekend, spending a couple days in there. And look, a weekend is not a huge commitment. It's not going to make a huge impact, but it's interesting in that it could be getting a taste of it and maybe trying to see if you want to do more of that kind of thing moving forward. And the most interesting thing to me, I don't know if you guys would think of it this way or not, but this is not so much a sports angle. But when you think about this from a bigger thing, there's a huge segment of Cardinals fans that want to replace Ollie with Yadi. Yet this manager, though, is confident enough and is cool enough to be like, no, I'm going to invite that guy in and put him in uniform and have him be there because I respect that guy so much, and I think he can do a lot for our team. And I find that to be pretty cool. Like, I know what this is going to set off. I'm already seeing some of it on social media where like, yeah, this should be permanent, fire the manager, and I think it's an amazing show of being a secure person to invite someone that a lot of the fan base wants to replace you.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
I'd agree with that. Why, Wheels? Can I ask, why is Yadi such a popular choice to replace all? Is it just that's just a name everybody knows?
Okay, well, he and Albert are both kind of in the same level of that, right? So a lot of it is just the name recognition and not just name, but these are all-time great players,
right?
Right.
But does that always translate into
not
great
necessarily?
managers?
Not necessarily, but they both have that. They both have the traits that would take to be a great baseball mind.
Okay.
Right? Like Yadi is considered one of the greatest catching minds of all time, and catchers have the most duties on the field, right? They're calling pitches, they're arranging the defense when the ball is in play. They're doing a lot of things, and Yadi has been widely viewed as maybe the best of all time at those things at his position. And when you look at the history of major league managers, a lot of the best ones are catchers, former catchers. So when you combine Yadi's just popularity, right? I mean, he's one of the most popular players in modern Cardinals history. If you look at the last 30 years, he and Albert are the two most popular, and that's not to, well, I'd throw Waino in there too, but it's not to disrespect anybody else. But Yadi had such a long run. I think his popularity exceeds Albert's in that he never left here.
Right.
He was here for 20 years and was your everyday catcher for the vast majority of that time. And he's been such a staple, and he kind of represents what people love, right? He's that working class dude. He's not 6'4". He's not the fastest guy. He doesn't hit the farthest home runs. He just does the hard things really well, and he grinds. And I think people love that. They love the fact that he stayed here his whole career. And when you take that into account to the skill set that he brings and the evaluations, the views that people in the sport have of him as being one of the smartest baseball people, but especially one of the smartest players in modern times. That's why you get that kind of swell towards it. And I'm sure for each person that wants him, one of those things weighs more than the others in each person's mind. Like everybody's a little different. So when you combine that with, Albert, as an example, as a great, great player who's also kind of now become a great communicator. He's doing TV. He showed great leadership in his time with the Cardinals at the end of his career when, he knew he was coming in for a part-time role and didn't mind, and then eventually just turned into the full-time DH because he had such a great second half. But those guys are, and they're schooled in the Cardinal way, right? Like they came up as Cardinals. So I think there's an attachment to that kind of throwback to the better times too, right? They are symbolic of maybe the best era of Cardinal success. If you look at the 2000s, it's been, I mean, until the last 2 or 3 years where it's gotten a little dicier, most of the 2000s, you were easily the best team in your division. You were one of the 2 or 3 best teams in the National League. And I believe they have the second or third most playoff games played since the year 2000. So when you think of that era, 2 World Series wins, and both of those guys are a part of those, and that just era of success, they also represent that, which, you know, makes them an easy set of guys to rally around from a fan's perspective. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean they want to manage. You know, it doesn't mean that the new guy that's the shot caller is going to be Chaim Bloom. Doesn't mean that they're his preferred candidates, and maybe he likes Ollie, and maybe he wants to do something else, which is all part of this great unknown that we're going to be facing. But anyway, I thought it was cool of Ollie to do that. I think it's you know, again, it's not going to change the course of the season, but you know, that little taste of it could spur Molina into maybe wanting to be more a part of things on a regular basis moving forward. And we'll talk about all of that later on with Bernie Miklas, and certainly Bernie and Matt and I during the Redbird Rush Hour as well. So just kind of the news of the day for the Cardinals, and we'll bring that back when we're talking ball.
Yeah, that's cool. And, you know, it is like the move of a secure person to do something like that. And that definitely fits in with, like, at least my view of Ollie these past couple of years. Someone who definitely comes across as self-assured, secure. You know, I don't feel like he's ever like wringing his hands like, oh no, what do they think about me? Like, I've never gotten those vibes.
He's the first manager in a long time to come on this station to do the manager show and do it live, on camera, half an hour on a weekday, and do it every week and enjoy it. And he's cool with being challenged by the guys on the show. He doesn't mind if Bernie or Ron or Tom challenge him on anything. He actually reads the comments on the chat during the video, so you guys can see it now if you're checking us out online. People can throw any kind of comments in there. He takes on anything. He doesn't mind it. You can disagree with his strategies. I mean, heck, you listen to us, Bernie and Matt and Ron and Tom and me and all of us. We're always questioning moves. That's normal. That's like baseball talk because we're all playing this game where you're trying to manage along with the manager. But you can't question the fact that he's not afraid of any of that stuff. He's not afraid to answer for what his reasons are, and you don't have to agree with them. A lot of times I don't, but it doesn't matter in terms of what we're talking about. It's a guy that's willing to answer questions, which is always why I laugh at somebody needs to hold him accountable. Man, he answers all those things. If you don't like the answers, I mean, again, sometimes I don't. I haven't liked the answers when it comes to why you're not able to get more regular at-bats for Nolan Gorman. You know, sometimes the phrasing in return from him and from the team is, well, we can't. No, you can. You write the lineup. You can do whatever you want to do. So if you want to do something, you can do it. It's just a matter of whether you're willing to take the steps that it would require to do that. So it's fine to disagree, and that's what I love about the manager is he doesn't care if you disagree. He's never once, to my knowledge, said anything to any of us. He never said anything to me about anything I've said on the flagship station when I don't agree with him. Mm-hmm. And, you know, that security is a cool thing. That's how Tony La Russa was, by the way. Tony La Russa was just like that. He was cool with that, taking explanations. He was taking calls, doing all that stuff because, you know, you're more than happy to explain to people what you're doing, even if they're not going to like the explanation.
Very nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Again, doesn't mean you have to agree with it. Doesn't mean you have to think that guy's the manager of the future. I still think it's kind of a to-be-determined thing. You don't know a lot about somebody in 2 or 3 years. If you judge the first 2 or 3 years of Tony La Russa's career, you probably wouldn't have thought he was going to be the Hall of Famer that he was. So you give people time and let them do the job.
Tell you guys about Michael's Flooring Outlet. Couldn't be simpler. If you or someone in your circle friends, your crew, needs new flooring. We have everything that everyone else does, except maybe a couple of places like in Clayton and Ladue that are going to have super, super, super crazy expensive stuff. Now, if you want to go there and shop and take a picture of the SKU and bring it in, we can get that stuff in a couple of weeks and save you a lot of money. But you go to Lowe's or Home Depot or Lumber Liquidators or any of those competitions, they're going to have Mohawk, Shaw, Coronet. So do we. Same guy drops it off. We pay the same price. They mark it up. We mark it up. We just mark it up less, and we're a little smaller. So it's not like walking across Six Flags trying to find, Berber carpeting or something. When you need it installed, we're going to do it. We're going to do a great job. It just really is that simple. 3 locations, michaelsflooringoutlet.com.
When my business was taking off, our old phone system just wasn't cutting it. We needed fewer missed calls, more flexibility, and better visibility into customer conversations. That's when I found OpenPhone.
OpenPhone is the all-in-one system for small businesses and growing teams. Manage multiple numbers from one device, work seamlessly as a team with shared numbers, and stay organized with AI-powered call transcripts, summaries, and next steps, so nothing gets missed and your team responds faster. OpenPhone integrates with tools you already use, like Slack, HubSpot, and Zapier, so everything's connected and efficient.
Having tried just about every relevant small business phone system, OpenPhone is truly in a league of its own. It's now essential to how we run our business, and I couldn't be happier with the value it brings.
See why over 60,000 businesses trust OpenPhone. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. openphone.com/TRY.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson. Paid for by Action Matters. Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out.
Attention parents of children who have used the gaming platform known as Roblox. If your child was a victim of sexual abuse or harm of any kind while using the Roblox platform, you may be entitled to compensation. Roblox is facing multiple high-profile lawsuits, including an ongoing class action, alleging it failed to protect users from foreseeable dangers that led to the grooming, exploitation, and sexual abuse of minors on the platform. Claims allege Roblox turned a blind eye to predators, unsafe games, and deceptive monetization practices that targeted children. Victims were contacted through in-game chats and coerced into private conversations on third-party apps. If you believe your child may have been a victim of grooming, sexual abuse, or harm of any kind while using the Roblox platform, you may be entitled to a cash settlement. Text our helpline now to find out if you have a viable compensation claim against Roblox. Text GONE to 32 32 32. That's GONE to 32 32 32. GONE to 32 32 32.
Calling all future sportscasters. Sharpen your skills and learn from the best of the Missouri Broadcasters Association Sportscasters Forum Tuesday, September 16th in St. Louis. Join Cardinals beat reporters, broadcasters, and the legendary John Rooney, the voice of the Cardinals, for insider sessions on play-by-play, interviewing, reporting, and more. Then cap the day with a Cards-Reds game at Busch Stadium. Open to college students and broadcasting pros. Just $10 for students, lunch, and a game ticket. Space is limited. Register by September 2nd at MissouriBroadcasters.org.
Total Information AM. Weekdays 5 to 9 on the voice of St. Louis. 104.1 FM. KMOX.
It's Friday on DGS. Rachel, Andrew, and Kevin hanging out. Dave back on Monday. Guys, I wanted to spend a couple of minutes. I don't know that this is going to have a long carry. It's an interesting story. It's a local story that we've been tracking here on KMOX. The newsroom's trying to track it down and figure out the details. I know KMOV has been on it. Other outlets have been on this as well. But this is one of those, you just like something is wrong here. Somebody screwed up really badly, and somebody needs to be held accountable for that screw up. But I'll describe it quickly. We've all been talking about it off the air, so I've explained it. And Andrew and I were talking with Amy and with the newsroom about tracking down the story and the details on this. But Francis Howell School District hired a new superintendent in January. His name's Mike Dominguez. And before he was due to start on July 1st, he ended up quitting the job. And that was when the district agreed to pay him a lump sum of $230,000 to quit, despite the fact he had never worked a day in the district. Again, this is being reported all over the place. This is not any kind of secret information. And now, when I say that to you guys, when I say you agreed to pay someone the equivalent of 11 months of their salary, $230,000, to quit before ever working a day. Does that make any sense to you guys?
No, it doesn't. And it's the kind of thing that, most people don't make close to that amount of money ever.
Right.
Like in a year, I should say. That's a huge salary.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And look, the salary's $250. Superintendent of a school district's a big job.
Sure.
Right. So not really questioning that.
I would like you to do that job if you're getting paid for it, though. I mean, I think that's fair.
Right. So the point is, the fact that somebody's being paid $230,000 of taxpayer money to not work a day for that district sets off alarms, right?
Yes.
Because when I saw that story, I'm like, okay, there is clearly something wrong here. This isn't just a mutual parting of the ways. This isn't just he changed his mind and he wanted to move to another place. He wound up taking a job in Oklahoma 3 days after that settlement was reached. So clearly that process didn't happen in 3 days. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right? Clearly there was a lead up to that where some leads were put out there and some things. I mean, like I'm that right there. That's just me speculating on a job market. I don't know of too many people that get jobs of that kind in just 3 days without having, you got to, think about how many people apply for those jobs, the interview process, the background checks that go into working in school systems, like all that. If that happened in 3 days, call me shocked. I'm not saying it's physically impossible. I'm just saying it seems highly unlikely, right? So that's got everybody digging because nobody thinks that makes any sense. And in the agreement to pay him this money, the board members are restricted from explaining why they're doing this. And this is another problem. Again, you're paying someone $230,000 of taxpayer money to go away after not having worked a day for the district. You should have to explain that.
Yeah, you're wasting everybody's money.
Yes.
The people deserve information on
yes,
this
you should have to explain that, and hopefully some of our leaders in the state will force that because somebody did something terribly wrong. And I got to be really careful. I have stuff that I cannot say on the radio that does explain why this happened and how it's happened, but it doesn't mean that there isn't someone who is to blame. In fact, I think there's more than one someone to blame. There's going to be when we get through the details on this. And again, our newsroom is working on it. Other newsrooms are working on it. I'll say this. One thing that KMOV reported today through speaking to a parent in the district where he came from. So Mike Dominguez came to the Francis Howell School District from Garden City, Kansas. And KMOV has a story up on their website right now that spoke to a parent in that district who said, quote, he wasn't going into work the last 3 to 6 months before resigning that job. So again, that's a parent in Garden City, Kansas, telling KMOV that Mike Dominguez was not going to work the last 3 to 6 months, and then also noted that there were several staffers that worked for Dominguez who left their jobs, which led to settlements nearing $500,000. So there was a problem in Kansas, and now there's a problem here, and the problem here is costing taxpayers $230,000. Needless to say, we are working on that story, and so are a lot of other people, and hopefully we'll have some really good ideas on that in the short term.
Some people hit the bars on Friday night. Amy, she's diving deep into congressional maps.
I want your review of the Talleyrand essay by War next Thursday.
I'm so excited. John Adams, Talleyrand, and gerrymandering. Sign me up. Friday night, baby.
Working for you. The Chris and Amy Show.
It's the wildest thing she's done on a Friday in 5 years.
Weekdays at 9 on the voice of St. Louis. 104.1 FM KMOX.
Let me tell you guys about my friend Dr. Corey Stolman, orthopedic surgeon, especially now that I'm so into the medical stuff, and I kid about it, but I'm not kidding. My TikTok is all like, so you're a neurosurgeon. Like, yes, I am. So I'm really into that stuff and just fascinated, especially by surgeons and especially people who are like Corey, who are just the absolute top. I know so many doctors in town, and they all know Corey. And they not only respect him, they all send their patients to him because he's so good in the operating room. He has great outcomes, and he's just a really good, easy to talk to guy. So if someone twists something or tears something or obviously breaks something, whether it's emergent or it's something that's chronic, has been bothering you for maybe even decades, reach out to him, 636-231-5881 or Solman, S-O-L-M-A-N, SolmanOrthopedics.com.
Looking for a place to call home without all the maintenance? Check out the Towns of Linneman Park, new townhomes by Lombardo, located in St. Peters. These new construction townhomes are located on the south side of 36494, east of Harvester Road, and offer floor plans featuring 2 to 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, a loft, and 2-car attached garages. Community amenities include a clubhouse, pool, pickleball courts, dog park, and walking trails. Tour our newly decorated display and fall in love with your new townhome. Visit lombardohomes.com for more information.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is sponsored by Overhead Door of St. Louis.
Our weather's doing what it's supposed to do. It is August and summer is back after that brief break. Sunny, hot, and humid, pushing through our Friday afternoon, 95 degrees. Tonight, clear, warm, humid, 90s for evening plans, 76 for the low. Saturday, keep it coming. Sunny, hot, humid, 95 degrees, 76 Saturday night. Sunday, mostly sunny and 93 degrees. This thing's going to be around for a while. There's a bunch of tropical action in the Atlantic, so everything's kind of at a standstill, and that means we get summer well into next week. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Your garage door is the largest piece of moving equipment in your home. When it needs help, call the experts at Overhead. For same-day service, schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com or call 314-781-5200.
This report is sponsored by Overhead Door Company of St. Louis.
Summer is here, and it's time to plan your style staycation with Bob's Discount Furniture, where you can find everyday low prices on the hottest styles. The comfiest Consumer Reports recommended mattresses, fast, friendly delivery, and flexible financing to fit your budget. Go to mybobs.com for details. So stock up and score everyday low prices, delivered on time all summer long at your nearest store or at mybobs.com.
Oh, my Bob!
Bob's Discount Furniture.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/fax or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Today, the Cards, the Cubs.
Ameren Total Access 620.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Just after 1:30 on a Friday here on DGS. Again, busy day today. Sue Thomas is going to join us for the 2 o'clock hour. Bernie Miklas will join us at 2:30. Alvin Reed at 3 o'clock. Dave Murray, 3:30. George Mahey, 4 o'clock. We'll get you into the weekend. Obviously, an interesting, fun weekend in the sense that you got a good rivalry series going on with the Cardinals and the Cubs. We know where the Cards are in the standings, and I know that diminishes some of the fun, but it's still Cards and Cubs. And then for a baseball nerd like me, it means it's still fun. And we'll be talking more about that with Bernie, and then later on in the Redbird Rush Hour with Bernie and Matt Pauley and me as well. Razor's Edge, what are we going to do today?
That's a good question, Wheels. I saw a list that UltimateClassicRock.com put together.
All right.
And basically, it's a ranking of the 100 best classic rock songs from 100 different artists.
Okay, so no artist can have more than one song on the list.
Correct.
All right. I like that. That's kind of a nice way to get the cross section.
So we're not going to go over all 100. We don't quite have time for that.
We don't have
Let's
4
do it.
hours. We don't have 4 hours.
Yeah, let's do it. We got time.
Hey, it's Friday. Let's go. No, don't do that.
But I think we could do probably the top 20 if we
Let's
go
roll.
through them quick. Okay. So number 20 is the Eagles. Why don't you guys guess what you think the
Hotel
top
California.
song? Ding, ding, ding. Hotel California.
And I bet
number 20.
Eagles fans
Take it
hate
easy,
that.
Rich. I think
Yeah.
it's take it easy.
Yeah, Hotel California is not even close to being my favorite Eagles
Yeah,
song. It gives me a headache. I'm
It was
like,
my
I don't
favorite-
like thinking about this
yeah.
scenario. This sounds
It was my
awful.
favorite Eagles song when I was like 12.
Yeah, you didn't. We were like grasping what it all is, right? The what's going to be interesting to me, and I bet that a lot of these are going to be the songs that the most hardcore fans do not think are the best, but
okay.
maybe the ones that end up being the biggest radio hits, which is certainly Hotel California. Not
Yeah.
the only, not their own. They had a lot of radio hits, but that's probably the biggest one if you look up this record sales.
Number 19, ZZ Top.
All right. Ooh, they got a lot. I think. Let's see, their best song.
Riding down the
I
highway.
like the one that I would pick if I'm going to listen to all the ZZ Top songs. The number one would be Tush.
It's LaGrange.
All right, that's a good one
too.
too. Nope, they didn't do too badly there because a lot of people would be like Sharp Dressed Man, the more 80s stuff. But that earlier stuff is awesome.
Are they the band that's like,
Yes.
That's like that song where they do that.
That's it. That's LaGrange.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've just never been like a
So
ZZ
next,
Top
play that
person.
one as the next rejoin.
Okay.
That's a good one.
The Doors come in at number 18.
Man, Light My Fire is probably going to be the song.
Riders on the Storm.
LA Woman.
All right.
Okay.
That's all right. I don't know that I would. I'm not a hardcore Doors fan, so I don't really have a big objection one way or the
Same.
other.
Number 17, Ozzy Osbourne.
Crazy Train.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's hard to argue with. I mean, it's because that's separate from Black Sabbath, and Crazy Train is so iconic. But there's some others that I might put up there that are as good, if not better.
16, Bruce Springsteen.
Oh.
I mean, you might think it's Born to Run, but it might not be Born to Run.
I think it should be Born to Run. It better not be Born in the USA.
It is Born to Run.
Okay.
Of the two Born songs, the correct one took the spot. Number 15, Creedence Clearwater Revival.
CCR. Oh man. I hope it is Fortunate Son.
Is it Bad Moon Rising?
It is Fortunate Son.
Yeah, they have a good. They're really underrated.
Oh yeah, I love CCR.
Yeah,
I was just
great
listening
band.
to them like last week in the car.
They weren't underrated in their time.
Right. Yeah, I feel like they
kinda
don't
now.
get brought up much
Yeah,
nowadays. Leonard Skinner comes in at number 14.
Freebird.
Actually, it's Sweet Home Alabama.
Good. 'Cause, Freebird's a great song, but the thing about Freebird is just super annoying. So,
What, the thing that's good?
no, that everybody's like Freebird.
Journey comes in at number 13.
Is it Don't Stop Believing?
It is.
Okay.
Number 12, Guns N' Roses.
Well, it's going to be Welcome to the Jungle, which is a great song.
It's actually not. It's Sweet Child of Mine.
Oh, God, that's a good one, but no way you can pick that over No way you can pick that over Welcome to the Jungle.
There's no way.
You can't do it. I reject that.
Number 11, The Who.
Won't Get Fooled Again? That
Bob
was
O'Reilly.
a big...
It is Bob O'Reilly.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, okay.
That's a great one.
Okay, we brought up Ozzy earlier. Number 10 is Black Sabbath.
All right, there's so many options. Paranoid would be my
yes,
guess.
it is Paranoid. And just for the people who didn't catch it at the beginning of the segment, we are going over UltimateClassicRock.com's list of the top 100 classic rock songs from 100 different artists. We're doing the top 20. We're at number 9 now, which is Pink Floyd. This is going to surprise you, I think.
Yeah, this is a hard one for me because I'm not a huge Pink Floyd fan. Like, my greatest exposure to Pink Floyd was seeing the show with Jimmy and the guys this winter.
El Monstero.
Yeah, to see
Money?
El Monstero. Like, that's the greatest exposure I've had to them. So I'll just say The Wall, but
It's not The Wall.
I mean,
It's
sorry,
not
Brick of the
Money.
Wall.
It's one of my favorites.
Wish you were here?
Comfortably Numb.
oh, that's a good one too. Yeah.
Okay.
Van Halen comes in at number 8.
Oh man, this is going to really disappoint me. I'm going to make the prediction because I can't really pick. There's so many great ones. I would be thinking along the lines of like Unchained or some of the things that weren't as big radio hits, but it's probably going to be something stupid like Jump.
It's Everybody Wants Some.
Oh, that's a good one. They did a good job. I love that song. Great song.
You said that you were talking to a rambunctious dog. You're like,
Yeah.
you did a good job.
You did a good job.
He's a good boy.
Good boy.
Number 7, Queen.
Man. I mean, it's hard. This one's going to be, you got about 4 that you're not going to go wrong with, but it's probably Bohemian Rhapsody.
You are correct.
And it should be because it's the most different rock song of all time.
Number 6, The Jimi Hendrix Experience.
Ooh. All Along the Watchtower.
Correct.
That's a good one.
We're going over UltimateClassicRock.com's list of the 100 best classic rock songs from 100 different artists. Number 5, The Beatles. This one surprised me.
Boy, and again, to repeat for the listeners, each band was only allowed one entry.
Correct.
So they had to pick basically what they would rule as the best song from each of the bands. I don't know, man. I mean, I would go probably. I'm not a Beatles guy, so this would make Dave very angry that I'm not a Beatles guy. But I'd have to go something from. You know what? Revolution. That's my favorite one. That's my favorite Beatles song.
You got to guess, Andrew?
I'm almost inclined to guess Helter Skelter, but I don't think it will be.
No, it's actually A Day in the Life.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, kind of random.
Yeah,
that's fine.
I don't mind it when they do
Good
that.
Song.
Yeah. Thankfully, they didn't pick any of the, She Loves Me.
Yeah, one of those corny old stupid. No, I like all the Beatles songs.
Big fan of those songs.
Number 4 is AC/DC.
I mean,
it's Back in Black.
I was going to say, it's probably going to be that. It could be. But then again, I love AC/DC. I'm a big fan. There's not much difference between that one and their other 5 big ones. They're all kind of the same. Yeah.
All kind of giving you the same.
Same energy,
thing,
same vibe. Yep.
Okay, time for the top 3. I think you're going to be really surprised by number 1. Number 3 is the Rolling Stones. Which again, they have a million hits, so there's a million things that could work here.
It's got to be Jumpin' Jack Flash is the most common. Maybe Miss You.
I would be going Painted Black or
Wild Horses,
or what's my other favorite one? The protest song, the war protest.
Give Me Shelter.
Give Me Shelter.
It is Give Me Shelter.
Oh, good call. That's my that and Painted Black are my 2 favorite.
Give Me Shelter is maybe their best song.
Yeah, it's great.
Number 2, Led Zeppelin.
Another one. How do you
Again,
get this
a million
wrong?
hits.
Can't
What are
really
you gonna
get this
pick?
wrong. I mean, it better not. It's probably going to be Stairway.
It's not.
Good.
It's actually Kashmir.
Boom. Let's go. Love
Okay,
it.
the number 1 of the 100 best classic rock songs from 100 different artists.
Coldplay.
No, the number 1 artist is Aerosmith.
Wow. Okay.
And what song do you think they selected?
It's got to be Dream On.
Is it Dream On, though?
Love in an Elevator. I like that one. That one rocks.
It's Sweet Emotion.
Okay, that's good.
So the one, like, that's the top classic.
But it's not.
I don't know if that-
I
I
thought
was
that
gonna
was
say,
quite random.
It's a great song, and they only now I only like the Aerosmith from the old days. So like Sweet Emotion, like the all the stuff after the comeback. Now at the time I enjoyed. Now I look back and like, it's kind of dude looks like a lady. That one is. They're all fine, but the older ones are better.
Did you see that the allegations against Steven Tyler are kind of resurfacing?
Are they?
Yeah, so there was a girl, I think she was 16 or 17 years old in the 70s, and she claimed she had a relationship with Steven Tyler while he was in his mid-20s.
Yeah.
And this all kind of came out during like the thick of the Me Too movement, but it's making its way back.
Is there a book or a lawsuit or anything along those lines, or is it just kind of like got to new life somehow?
There is a lawsuit.
Okay.
So I guess Steven Tyler's team is trying to dismiss the lawsuit, and now the woman is like striking back and talking to the media.
Sheer number of times those things happened in the rock world over the years is stunning.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely stunning. And going back to the old days, too. I'm not just talking about, the 70s, 80s, which, of course, exists there, too. But you go back to Jerry Lee Lewis.
Oh, and you even
Old
bring it up
Elvis.
to the 2010s. It was still happening.
Oh, my
in
God,
the
yeah.
alternative rock scene. I'm sure. I mean, a lot of times that's why people get into businesses like this in order to abuse others and to take advantage of their situation. So it's very sad stuff.
Super irresponsible stuff, too. To be like, well, I didn't know. If you don't know, just say no.
Yeah, you can check. I mean,
Yeah,
you
if you're
could
not
ask a couple of clarifying questions.
See, that's what a grown person, like a normal grown person does, but these are also people that are smashed out of their minds half the time when they're on tour. But yeah, maybe if you don't know, you just go a different direction.
So back when I was a kid, we had Flintstones vitamins and one a day, chewables, and all that kind of stuff. Vitamins have been with us for a really long time. And like anything else, you look back in the 70s, the 80s, and you look at what was in them, and you're like, oh my God, it's just so much better today. Neovitin is going to be on the shelves next to dozens of other supplements. There's some that are here's just vitamin D, here's vitamin B12. We are a multivitamin. We have 20 ingredients. We have all of those vitamins. We have antioxidants. We have omega-3 fish oils. About once a year, we do a big review with our doctors and scientists, say, is there anything that new studies have shown that you need a little more vitamin K or a little less of this, and then we'll change that recipe. Everyone out there can take the Neovitin Classic. That's what I take. And there's also one specifically formulated for women and for people over 50. It's less than $1 a day. Take 2 pills a day. Every bottle, a portion we're going to give to cancer research. You can find out more about it or order it online at neovitin.com.
Get ready, St. Louis. 2 acclaimed performers will headline a summer finale on the Muni stage Thursday, August 28th. International music icon Diana Ross and multi-Grammy Award-winning artist John Baptiste. And this is your chance to win a premium VIP experience to see the show. VIP includes a pair of box seats, a pair of VIP pre-party tickets, free drinks at the intermission bar, and a free parking pass. Register now online at KMOX.com/contest for your chance to win.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. 1 discount per household.
We got to wait for it, Rach. You got to get your little...
Oh, and he's like,
What a great song.
Why
They're
does
like,
he
we
do
got
that?
long beards and stuff.
Why does he make that noise?
Because it's cool. It's cool. Why do any singers make weird noises that aren't words?
So why did they have the long beards? Did they ever go into any detail on this?
I just like this. So yeah, it's a style thing. If you see them when they're young, they didn't have them and they look weird.
Yeah, it's like a branding thing basically. Because
Yeah.
then they grew the beards, and then they became like the band
Kind of known for it.
Yeah, we're the guitar guys with the beards.
But they were phenomenal. I mean, like legitimately great musicians. If anybody likes them, I think I've told Dave. I don't know if Dave's seen it or not. But there's a documentary that's out. I can't remember exactly where I saw it. It may be on YouTube. It may be on Netflix, but it's called ZZ Top, that little old band from Texas. It came out in 2019. It's unbelievably good. Super cool. The band members are in it. It just tells their story, and there's a lot of their music. It's just nonstop through the whole thing. So it's very cool. And yeah, they definitely had that unique look. And then when the 80s rolled around, it got 80s-ified. I do think it's on Netflix, if I remember correctly. So if anybody wants to check that out, you should.
Very nice.
That's one of the things that was cool about that list is everything you listed, Rach. I'm like, man, I haven't heard that song in a while. I got to listen to that song. I didn't hear that one in a while either. Got to go listen to that song. Good times. When we were, God, I totally lost my train of thought for a second there. Oh, hey, I wanted to ask you guys this question. It's not related to music. I just wanted to ask you guys this the other day, and I didn't get to do this because, like, texting is such a it's what we do, right? Like, if you guys ever gone to your phone and you open up and you're like, I have 75 unread texts in the last hour.
No.
Never done that? So you're on the wrong text chain.
I guess I am.
I've got a
unpopular.
No, it's not that. It's you're not
I
in the.
I've ever once had 75 unread text messages.
Last night, I mean, seriously, in 40 minutes, I went back in one text string. There were 57 messages.
We get it, man. People like you.
You have friends.
I don't know. What are you doing here?
Nice.
What I'm saying is, we're all in this texting world, and sometimes we get a lot of texts. We get a lot more than you're able to even keep up with. One of my buddies that's
Never had that problem.
This is a group of guys that's like 10, 12 people. And when you get going, people go back and forth, and all of a sudden you look back, and it's like, oh, my God, how did that get there?
Don't have 12 friends.
We've had nights where a buddy of ours who lives in Florida he goes to bed early, and he gets up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. So he'll wake up in the morning and just send us a screenshot of how many unread texts he has from our thread alone, and it's like 260 because we're watching the same game, and we're all texting back and forth. Well, the reason I bring this up is there's a lady that was asking how she could tell her friend not to text so much. And I'm like, we're all in this, and we all have different levels of that. You have, like mine, where sometimes it's a bit insane, and normal people, which I would think is not quite that crazy. You ever dealt with anything like that? Where you're like, okay, this person, whoever it is texting me too often or too much at once or whatever? Because to me, it seems like an odd question, because if this person is your friend, my answer is just talk to your friend.
Yeah.
Or just don't answer. Feel like you need to answer at the moment you get the text. Just kind of get to it when you get to it.
Yeah, people are weird about texting. It's the kind of thing where if you're used to getting immediate gratification and an immediate response, this is something that just didn't exist 20 years ago.
No, you're
so
right.
it's something that it's new, and it's like, well, you have your phone. You should be answering me. And sometimes people just don't want to answer. Sometimes they're doing other things. They just don't want to be on their phone so much. I think if it is your friend, you should be able to say, like, hey, look, I wouldn't necessarily go to anyone and say, don't text me so much. But I would say, don't expect me to answer you all the time. Like, you can, whatever you want to say, you can get it off your chest. But, like, I'm not always going to be available for a response.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if to take this seriously or not. We got a message from YouTube. It looks like it's Christo. I'm decoding there. Said, I had that many unanswered texts when I got out of jail. Haha.
That's pretty funny.
I bet
Did you go to jail?
I would put it this way. If you are, you probably do get a lot of texts. People are like, dude, what's up? What's going on? What happened?
What were you in jail for?
Don't you don't have to answer
please
that.
tell us. I also would like to know, whenever you get your phone call in jail, do they let you see your phone so you can look up someone's number to call them?
I don't know. That's a good question.
They have to.
Yeah,
like in today's
nobody
age,
knows phone numbers anymore.
That's a really good point, because
you shouldn't deny somebody their phone call or their regular phone call because they don't have a phone number.
I think I know maybe 4 phone numbers where I used to know them all of them. I don't know why. I just don't use that.
Yeah.
Why do I need to know it?
You don't need it. It's just something that faded away.
But so this text thing is interesting because you would think that people would understand another person isn't always holding their phone and able to answer.
And even if they are, they might not want to talk to you.
At that moment, right.
Right.
You may be scrolling something and you're like, I'll get to all that stuff later. That's, to me, the interesting part is that, do you guys think, now this is the description that this person was not a young person.
Okay.
The person asking this sounded like they were my age-ish, and the friend they were talking about was actually older than them. So it wasn't like Gen Z and Gen Alpha, like people that would expect immediate response. So maybe that's not the expectation. But if someone's texting you too much, I think you just slow down your responses. And if they ask why, you're just like, I'm busy.
Yeah.
I'm doing things. I put my phone down to take a shower. Or I was working out or whatever. I don't think it's that hard to be casual in sending a hint without being a jerk.
Yeah, there are people, though, that hints don't work.
No, that's true.
I think there are people you have to be like, I am focused on other things. I just think we're at like kind of a weird place in society where it's like, oh, they didn't answer me right away. I know they have their phone. It's like, yeah, at the end of the day, it might be rude to ignore someone's text message, but there's nothing that says you have to get back with someone right away.
I think if somebody's going to be going that far, maybe the whole friend thing could be reevaluated. Like if you can't accept that I'm just not necessarily going to answer you immediately, then maybe go your own way.
Dang, he's going to cut him off quick.
I'm not. Nah, look.
First disagreement, Kevin's like, nah.
No.
I didn't say the first. I'm saying if you're going to let it bother you that much that I don't answer you immediately, then maybe I'm not the good friend for you. Is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that, you're a bad person or you're wrong, but if you need that, you ain't getting it from me.
Mm-hmm.
I will answer in real time, like right away, if I'm sitting there and want to do that. But I don't always, I don't know. I feel like that's a ridiculous demand of someone who calls themselves your friend to say, you must reply to me immediately all the time. That's a lot.
Well, it's kind of a pretty self-centered way of viewing things even if someone has the free time to constantly be answering you, they're under no obligation to do that.
No.
I don't know. It's like you're obviously just kind of putting in you're wanting your validation. Texting is interesting because you're reading everything in your own tone and your own voice.
No, there's no question that can be a problem.
And like kind of assigning whatever meaning you want to this text-based communication. And I just think sometimes people go overboard with it. I would encourage the listener or whoever it was who's having this problem to just stop answering.
Well, yeah, or slow it down, right?
Yeah.
Just get to it when you want to get to it. And if they say, why didn't you answer me? Just like, I'm working, I'm doing something. Or as Dave points out, Dave Hines says, hey, radio people, we always have the I had to pop into the booth to record something excuse. See, there you go. There's always a fair explanation.
Hey, it's Debbie Monterey, and between now and the end of the summer, chances are that you or someone you know is in the market to buy or sell a home. And like me, you probably know a few realtors. Well, yeah, I know several as well, but when someone I know needs to sell their home, I always recommend Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. I've been telling you about Gloria for years now, and here's why you should call, because no matter what the market does, Gloria Liu will guarantee upfront and in writing to sell your home at 100% of market value, or Gloria will pay you the difference.
St. Louis home sellers, if you're looking for certainty and the most money guaranteed for the sale of your home, call me, Gloria Liu. My name is My Promise, Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Call me directly at 314-325-6888 or visit me online at gloriahasthebuyers.com. That's gloriahasthebuyers.com.
Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
To have a roof over your head, a nice roof over your head, is very important.
That's Rick talking about his experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago, and they were very cooperative on getting us the right paint. They were in and out and done in no time. Once it was finished, looked great. We were very happy with it.
The main reason Rick called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by a 25-year transferable warranty.
We've watched a lot of people get their house painted 3 or 4 times, and we haven't had to do any of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to have to paint it every 5-7 years.
Take a tip from Rick and put down the paintbrush and call Rhino Shield for your free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago. Financially makes sense, especially if it's going to last like this did. Still looks great.
Call now. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Here's a few questions for you from California Psychics. Do your workdays seem to go on forever? Is your career progression as fast as downtown traffic? Or does your boss still not know your name?
Hey, you, Tina, Lisa, Sheila, whatever. Get that report to me by lunch, okay? It's Carrie, ma'am. Just get it done, Terry.
It's time to read the career warning signs and talk to California Psychics. We're always on hand to give you the career guidance you need. You see, we only connect you with the very best. In fact, 98% of the psychics who apply to work with us don't make the grade. That's why we can guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. So you could soon be telling your boss where to stick that report.
Where are you going, Terry? Terry!
Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics. Call 1-800-PREDICT today and get 20 minutes for just $20.
You've got a ton of equity in your home. You're sitting on a gold mine, and you could do so much with all that cash, like travel, invest it, or pay off debt, but you can't touch it unless you sell your home. But you really don't want to move. And besides, homes are sitting on the market for a long time these days. You're trapped, right? Well, not with Truehold. With Truehold, you can cash out your equity in as little as 30 days. And listen, you don't have to move. You can stay in the home you love as a renter. So that's Truehold's Sell and Stay program. You cash out your entire home's value and stay put. Truehold even covers property taxes, property insurance, and essential repairs. So imagine using that equity to travel, invest, or pay off debt and stay in your home. It's brilliant, especially in this slow market. You get an all-cash offer now by calling 1-855-300-9993. You can also visit Truehold.com, the smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock, we've got sunshine and 92 degrees downtown at the Arch. Clayton police, working with the FBI, have been trying to arrest a suspect in this week's hate crime case on Westmoreland Avenue. On Monday, authorities found 3 burned-out cars and anti-Semitic messaging.
This is Stuart McMillan.
Unfortunately, I think that we see trends that start on coasts and make their way here eventually, and that's what we're seeing.
The Anti-Defamation League's Jordan Kadosh reacting to the message spray-painted on Westmoreland Avenue saying, "Death to the IDF," which he believes stands for Israel Defense Forces.
We saw what happens when globalize the Antifada, the slogan that's chanted at us occasionally, comes to life. This is people targeting Jews in America, bombed out cars on suburban streets, and it's unacceptable.
The ADL offers a nationwide program for schools called No Place for Hate. Just days before the targeted attack on Westmoreland, it was announced that Clayton School District will be implementing the program this school year.
The new comptroller is calling for an investigation into improper payments to her predecessor.
Former Comptroller Darlene Green has been issued at least 2 paychecks in recent weeks from the city's personnel department, as if she was still employed by the city's budget department. Now, new Comptroller Donna Barringer is calling for an investigation from the Civil Service Commission into the disbursement of those checks and whether they were properly authorized or lawful. Here's Mayor Kara Spencer's reaction to checks being issued to the former comptroller.
I believe the word I used was bonkers.
Comptroller Barringer says her office is committed to cooperating with the investigation and looks forward to a detailed report within 30 days. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said in a statement that he was gravely alarmed by the decision of the Israeli government to take control of Gaza City. Associate spokesperson for the Secretary General, Stephanie Tremblay, spoke on his behalf.
The Secretary General is gravely alarmed by the decision of the Israeli government to take control of Gaza City. The decision marks a dangerous escalation and risks deepening the already catastrophic consequences for millions of Palestinians. It could further endanger more lives, including the lives of the remaining hostages.
Now that the state legislature's passed a special session bill in hopes of keeping the Kansas City Chiefs and Royals in Missouri, the fight moves to the courtroom. St. Genevieve State Representative Bryant Wolfen, one of 2 lawmakers suing the state, says the bill is unconstitutional because it also caps property tax increases in most Missouri counties.
We can't pass a special law for the property tax freeze that is not applicable to all counties in the state. We've only done it for like 97 counties instead of all 114. So that would violate the special law.
Governor Mike Kehoe called on lawmakers to pass the special session bill that would also provide up to $1.5 billion in state tax funding to pay for Kansas City Stadium improvements. Contestants will paddle their way across Fort Leonard Wood, a lake there, on Saturday in boats made of cardboard and duct tape. Base spokesperson Nia Dickinson says contestants get very creative.
We have someone who based their boat off the movie Up, and they have the whole house, balloons and all. We've also seen unicorns. We've seen the Minions, pirates. People get really creative in what they're fun together.
She says the annual competition has categories for adults and families. Life jackets are required. Prizes are handed out for the fastest, most creative, and for the most seaworthy entry, a Titanic award. The KMOX Business Desk, millions of Americans saving for retirement through 401k accounts could have the option of putting their money in higher risk, private equity, and cryptocurrency investments, according to an executive order signed by the president. CBS News correspondent Kelly O'Grady.
What this would do, though, is once these regulations are rewritten, is it would allow an individual to put some of their 401k in cryptocurrency investments. Bitcoin, of course, has been the most popular one. You could also look at putting it in private equity investments and real estate.
The Dow from Stifel's up 228 points to 44,191.
It's August. It's summertime. Of course, it's St. Louis. Sunny, hot, and humid going through our afternoon. 95 for the high. Tonight, clear, warm, and humid, 76. Not a lot of change on Saturday. Sunny, hot, and humid, right back to 95 degrees. 76 Saturday night. And Sunday, mostly sunny. Kind of hot and humid, though a touch cooler. 93. Okay. It's still hot, 93 degrees. Let's keep this going into next week. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
We've got sunshine at 92, feels like 95 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Weather sponsored by Renner Garage Door, forward and back, RENNER.
Cardinal Cowboy here. For over 65 years, Renner Garage Door has delivered top-notch service, sales, and installation. Get your free estimate today. RennerDoorSTL.com. Renner, forward and back.
RENNER, RENNER.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
All right, it's Friday on the Dave Glover Show. Dave is out back on Monday. Thinking back into town today, but wisely taking a couple of days to wind things back up before coming back to work on Monday. Rachel Zimmerman, Andrew Stoles, Kevin Wheeler hanging out with you. Sue Thomas, kind enough to hang out with us. Sue at 2.
How are you?
Sue at 2. We're back.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Not bad.
Yeah?
Thanks for asking.
Things rolling all right?
Yep. We went to Buffalo to take a little trip, and I got to see a Frank Lloyd Wright house up there, and you know I love those.
Oh, nice.
And it was so cool. It was the Darwin Martin house, and it was it's a complex kind of. But in Buffalo, I got to see it with some of the flowers blooming. I didn't make it in peony season. I don't know how to time that right, but
yeah, me neither.
You know, didn't you? You don't. It's good to know, Kevin. And it's got a whole complex, and this thing was built in 1905, and it looks like nothing around it. I'm sure at the time people were like, what the is going on? But it really was cool to see. So if you're a Frank Lloyd Wright person, put that one on your list, the Darwin Martin House in Buffalo.
That's awesome. So, you know, Architectural Digest has recently done like a video series on their YouTube about a bunch of different Frank Lloyd Wright places. Yeah, you should check it out. It's good stuff.
Oh, thank you.
All right, so total idiotic question because I know nothing about this. How many of those style houses are there? How many were actually designed by him? And did other people just kind of pick it up and like, we like that, we're going to do stuff similar to that and then build them all over the place?
Well, he was the first. And the prairie, he went through a prairie house phase, I guess like architects do. At first, you know, we have a building downtown, the Wainwright building. That was Louis and Sullivan. And he was, or was it Adler and Sullivan? Anyway, he was an intern for Sullivan for a while. And that's the first skyscraper this side of the Mississippi.
Right.
And he went and learned some stuff from him and then went out on his own. It only took him 6 months. And now, mind you, he thinks highly of himself. But still, he's also very talented. But prairie houses, I'm not sure how many there are, but this one was built in 1905. And it's so modern feeling. I don't know how to describe it. And it doesn't look... So houses around it are Victorian and high. And this is... He wanted it to blend with the land. So it's low and it's sweeping. And Darwin Martin himself, when he grew up, his family was separated because they were poor. So he wanted, there's a house for his sister on the property.
Oh, that's
All right.
nice.
There's a house for the gardener because Mrs. Martin, loved gardens, and there's a lot of land. So they had a house for the gardener. And it's just a really cool thing to see. So I've seen, like, if you've been to Falling Water, have you seen any Frank Lloyd Wright
I literally
houses?
have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
Outstanding.
I know. I was curious about the thing because
We've
I
got
know
one in Kirkwood. You could see that.
My sister-in-law is really big into architecture, and they bought their house specifically because a person designed it.
Oh, that's
and I don't
awesome.
remember who it is.
Okay.
But like, I get that it's a thing, and this is what I was. I know.
Okay.
I know this.
What city is she in?
They are in Atlanta.
Okay. Just curious.
Yeah.
Should I point out that every house was designed by a person?
Yeah, but you knew what I meant. Mine was probably out of a cookie cutter. You know, it's in a neighborhood where a lot of the similar houses, right? It's not unique to, a particular type of design.
Google Darwin Martin House and see what you think.
All right.
And then he went through a phase where we do have one in Kirkwood. We have another one called the Pappas House somewhere further west, but they're not ready to show that yet. He went through a phase called the Usonian phase where he thought, instead of for these really wealthy people, I'm going to make a house that's affordable to the average person. And that is what he called the Usonian houses. And the one in Kirkwood, the Frank Lloyd Wright at Ebsworth Park, you can go and tour that. And it's really interesting. One of the Frank Lloyd Wright things is you walk through a small door, like he brings the ceilings down, and you walk through, and then he releases you. In other words, you go in, and the space just opens up. He really was genius.
Okay, so this looks like a mansion.
Well, yeah, it's a.
Okay.
That's his prairie style phase.
Okay.
What does Usonian mean? Broke?
I don't think
Or-
so.
Andrew and I are both here good. No,
I don't know.
I've never heard that word before.
He may have invented it.
You
I
may
don't
have.
know. I don't know. Look it up. Hold on. Here
It
I
says
am.
it refers to the United States in general.
Oh,
instead of
US.
saying America.
Okay.
Very interesting.
So just a classic American house. Maybe
yeah,
was
so,
what he was going for.
Well, I look it up, Usonian, and it says a style of architecture primarily associated with Frank Lloyd Wright that emphasizes simple, affordable, and organically integrated homes within the American landscape.
All right.
I guess it was derived from, the term itself derived from United States of North America was used by Wright. Thank you.
All
You're
right.
Cool. But yeah, so they're smaller.
cool.
And very
Gotcha.
interesting. He wasn't, for instance, a fan of dining rooms.
Yeah.
So there's only one house that I've actually seen that has a dining room because he really liked the woman who lived there. She and the husband tried to get the house, and she said, I really want a dining room. And I've only seen one woman actually be able to get it.
All right.
So,
Very good. See, I'm not at all in understanding any of these words or concepts, but when I do travel, I really think different types of structures are cool. Like when you go to Italy and you see the different styles of churches, like some of them are one, some are another. I don't know them.
Right.
I just know they look great. And
Right.
it's kind of interesting to see the diffences in the time periods and
That's
things along those
fair.
lines. Yeah.
Yeah. And so if you were to dig in, he's probably the most famous American architect.
Yeah.
Also known for leaky roofs, but beautiful
Oh,
houses.
well, that's, you know.
Yeah, people always say, like, if you had billions of dollars, what kind of stuff would you spend it on? And usually I can't think of anything, but honestly, I think I would try to buy a Frank Lloyd Wright property of some kind.
Oh my gosh, you're right. It would be a money pit, but then it would be so cool.
Yes.
Wait, so they're great, but they're money pits.
Well, they can be now. They're getting older.
Yeah.
Well,
And
cars can be
they're
that way
old.
too, right? The great cars can be that way
Yes,
too. Yeah.
exactly.
They're old, and I'm imagining, just kind of an educated guess here based on what I do know about them, is that they're very, very interesting designs, can
Yes.
be not so easy to maintain.
Right. It
Like his very interesting looking roofs
right.
do need to be maintained as a roof still.
Correct. But if you get a chance, I think the most stunning one is Falling Water in Pennsylvania that is built on a waterfall. And you can go down and swim. It
All right.
was for the Kaufman family in Pittsburgh. But you can go here and take a look at Ebsworth Park. It's cool. He built those on certain patterns, either a circle or a square or a parallelogram, and that's what that one was built on.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I've talked too much.
Now we're in geometry. I'm in trouble.
Sorry.
I don't like those terms. That's a flashback.
Ooh, Barry on the stream says his son invented Lincoln Logs.
That's
Get
true.
outta here.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Barry meant his son did it.
He's like,
I'm like, wait a minute. hold
my
on.
son invented Lincoln Logs.
Okay, so here's what I thought. Here's what I did. That's what I thought he meant. And then I'm like, wait a minute. How old is this guy's son? And how old is Barry? Barry'd have to be like 150.
Oh my gosh.
I'm stupid.
Okay.
That's what happens sometimes when you just see something and you don't think and you talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, my son, who is 120. I don't know when Lincoln Logs had to have been invented a long time ago.
Well,
Right?
yeah, I mean, the house that's here, the Usonian one, was built in the 50s. Frank Lloyd Wright, I believe, lived into the 50s. And so he did span quite the...
They were Lincoln Logs were invented in 1916.
There you go.
So, so your son would have to be at least, 108 years old, which means you'd have to be probably 130. Are you 130 there, Barry?
Oh.
God, am I stupid sometimes? I've just stunned myself with the dumbest thing I've said in a long time.
So, Sue, I know you've been doing real estate for about 25 years now. When did you start getting into like architecture and all this stuff? Like what drew you to it?
Oh, gosh, that's a good question. Frank Lloyd Wright, I read The Fountainhead 8 million years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody told me it was based on him. And then I started thinking, wow, that's a real person. Let me dig into it. And he was just such a very interesting, extremely bright, did not care what anybody thought.
And
just went his own way and had a lot of talent. And that I found interesting. And then I fell down the hole. And it's so interesting because he has houses out in California he went through a phase where it was concrete block. And you see them sometimes in movies. A couple of them that are that way. There's one on the coast of California that I really want to see, but I think it's privately owned. But yeah, it's so a wide variety and really interesting. Mm-hmm.
I learned stuff today. That's why we love having you in, Sue, because I'm certainly not providing such information to our listeners.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know if anyone cares, but there you go.
I guarantee you a lot of people do, and it just proves that I don't know anything. But it's fascinating because when you look at someone that prolific from more than 100 years ago.
The Guggenheim.
Yeah.
He did the Guggenheim.
Yeah, there's a reason why it's still viewed that way.
Yeah.
That's just because you were great at what you did.
Yeah.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson. Paid for by Action Matters. Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out.
Attention parents of children who have used the gaming platform known as Roblox. If your child was a victim of sexual abuse or harm of any kind while using the Roblox platform, you may be entitled to compensation. Roblox is facing multiple high-profile lawsuits, including an ongoing class action, alleging it failed to protect users from foreseeable dangers that led to the grooming, exploitation, and sexual abuse of minors on the platform. Claims allege Roblox turned a blind eye to predators, unsafe games, and deceptive monetization practices that targeted children. Victims were contacted through in-game chats and coerced into private conversations on third-party apps. If you believe your child may have been a victim of grooming, sexual abuse, or harm of any kind while using the Roblox platform, you may be entitled to a cash settlement. Text our helpline now to find out if you have a viable compensation claim against Roblox. Text GONE to 32 32 32. That's GONE to 32 32 32. GONE to 32 32 32.
Hey, what's up, flies? This is David Spade. Dana Carvey. Look, I know we never actually left, but I'll just say it. We are back with another season of Fly on the Wall. Every episode, including ones with guests, will now be on video. Every Thursday, you'll hear us and see us chatting with big-name celebrities. And every Monday, you're stuck with just me and Dana. We react to news, what's trending, viral clips. Follow and listen to Fly on the Wall everywhere you get your podcasts.
When my business was taking off, our old phone system just wasn't cutting it. We needed fewer missed calls, more flexibility, and better visibility into customer conversations. That's when I found OpenPhone.
OpenPhone is the all-in-one system for small businesses and growing teams. Manage multiple numbers from one device. Work seamlessly as a team with shared numbers. and stay organized with AI-powered call transcripts, summaries, and next steps, so nothing gets missed and your team responds faster. OpenPhone integrates with tools you already use, like Slack, HubSpot, and Zapier, so everything's connected and efficient.
Having tried just about every relevant small business phone system, OpenPhone is truly in a league of its own. It's now essential to how we run our business, and I couldn't be happier with the value it brings.
See why over 60,000 businesses trust OpenPhone. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. openphone.com/TRY.
Fairwinds River's Edge is more than a place to live, it's a place to belong. Come see why we have been voted Best Independent Senior Living Community for 4 years in a row by U.S. News & World Report. We think you'll like it here, and the experts agree. Come see us for yourself. Call to schedule a tour and complimentary lunch, or to learn more about our upcoming charity golf tournament benefiting the VFW National Home. Find us online at fairwindsriversedge.com.
The Chris and Amy Show, weekdays starting at 9 on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
It's Friday on DGS. We are in the middle of Sue at 2. Bernie Miklasz joining us at 2:30. Dave Murray at 3:30. Alvin Reed at 3 o'clock. George Mahey just after 4 o'clock. So we're going to be busy for the rest of the week, which is now 2.5 hours or so. Let's get some fast food news rolling.
Oh, yeah, we've got some good fast food news this week. We'll start with Taco Bell. They are launching $3 grilled steak burritos. So they have the Chipotle Ranch grilled steak burrito and the Cheesy Melt grilled steak burrito.
I would eat that.
You have my attention.
And it's part of Taco Bell's Cravings Value Menu, which includes fan favorites priced at $3 or less.
Are they little?
I would assume they're probably pretty little.
Are they like a burrito Ito?
What does that mean?
Little.
Rachel, do you
Yes.
remember last time they had some sort of a steak burrito thing, and it was like, they were pretty inexpensive and they were like kind of disappointingly small. Do you remember
Yeah,
that?
they were almost like the cheesy roll-up.
Yeah, they
which
were
is the biggest
quite small.
rip-off in the history.
They were delicious, but they were just a little on the small side.
Did you turn up your headphones?
I
Sue?
just did.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry,
I
no
blew
one-
myself out.
No one deserves to hear me that loud. I apologize.
I saw your head shake. You're like,
Hey, wait, how small is small?
am I going to guess like taco size?
Like
For like $3, it's probably taco size. Like
Yeah.
soft taco size.
I'm trying to think of the name. They used to have these things called grillers.
Yeah, with a Z.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. Mhm.
it's about. I would assume it's about that size. Now, this story says they're full size burritos. I just straight up don't believe that, especially since the protein is steak.
Right.
Considering like for example, the grilled cheese burrito, if you get that with steak, that's like a good $7. So
Okay.
these are going to be smaller. These are going to be probably more to supplement your meal rather than be the entire meal. But it's nice to have the option.
Or they're just trying a loss leader to get us in.
Maybe. I mean,
But I'll make them
maybe.
take a lot of losses because I ate a bunch of those.
Go get him, Kevin.
So Jimmy John's is partnering with Drew Brees on a charitable sandwich special. He's putting his name on a variation of the sandwich's number 9 Italian nightclub,
All
which
right.
I really like. He's basically doing that minus the cheese and with spicy pickled Jimmy peppers. So if you go in before August 31st and purchase the Breeze number 9, $1 will be donated to a charity such as
Nice.
the Jimmy John's Foundation, Boys and Girls Club of America, the Breeze Dream Foundation. So something to keep in mind when you're getting a sandwich at Jimmy John's the
Good
rest
deal.
of the month. Papa John's is debuting a new garlic 5 cheese crust pizza. It's the original crust, brushed at the edge with garlic parmesan sauce and seasoned with an Italian 5 cheese blend. I'm a little surprised that this is like news this week. I feel like that pizza's been out for a while, right, Andrew?
Yeah, I think it might be a little bit different. but they are definitely promoting it as something new and exciting. So it makes me think that maybe the thing that we have eaten in the past was like different in some way.
like they put more garlic on it, so now it's something else. Or
more
put
cheese,
Parmesan
yeah.
on it, and now it's something else. Yeah.
They added an additional cheese of some kind.
It was, before it was just 4 cheese. Now it's
Right.
5. Very exciting.
Wendy's is debuting some new sparkling energy drinks and cold brew with cold foam. So they're getting into the drink game. Things such as the Cherry Limeade Sparkling Energy. So it's got shots of caffeine in it. Pineapple Citrus Sparkling Energy. And then you can get a cold brew with cold foam. Sounds pretty good. I will say this past weekend I got one of the Frosty Chinos. So it's basically iced coffee with Frosty on top.
Oh.
So good. I mean, it's
Really?
it's definitely like a treat. If you're getting that for your coffee every day, I think you're going to rapidly gain weight because it's like you're having a ice cream treat for breakfast, basically. But every
Question.
once in a while, that's good stuff.
Yeah, it's a question. What is cold foam? I am not a coffee drinker, as you know.
Okay, how to
What's
explain
is it?
this?
Foam?
It is
But it's-
foam.
but it's
Of
cold.
what? Of what?
It
What's
is foam. It's foam of coffee, right, Rach?
You froth cold milk and then you add
Oh.
flavored syrups to that. So it's like a milk foam.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
No problem. Let's see. Pumpkin spice season is back.
Already?
And next week, you can get some pumpkin spice original glazed donuts at Krispy Kreme, but it's just available for 1 week. This starts on August 11th. It's a pumpkin spice yeast ring donut covered in Krispy Kreme's signature original glaze.
Penalty flag.
What's up?
False start. It's too early.
It is a little too
It's
early.
August, man. It's 95. It ain't pumpkin time yet.
Well, considering that even Starbucks is waiting till the end of August to do
Yeah.
their pumpkin spice latte, this is quite early. They're also going to do a pumpkin spice latte and a pumpkin spice coffee.
I saw in the grocery store the other day I was checking out and I saw a display that was Halloweenish. And I thought, oh, look, they're dumping off last year's stuff. It didn't occur to me that it was already Halloween stuff, but it already is.
That's wild.
It just freaked me. What? I guess we're just desperate.
I saw someone post on Instagram the other day. I think it was actually Alexis Zotos. She was like, look, I know everybody's looking forward to cozy season, meaning fall.
Yes.
But I like summer, and we're
Yes.
still in summer.
Yes.
And I really appreciated that because it's like, I like the fall too, but I'm trying to enjoy the season we are
Yes.
currently in
Yes.
before we rush into like the dark, cold times.
Agreed.
All right, back to fast food news. I thought Wheels would like this one. Dairy Queen's Blizzard of the Month for August, and I know I'm late reporting on this because we're already 8 days in.
I still got like 3 weeks.
You
so-
got 3 weeks to get the Reese's Caramel Craze Blizzard.
All right.
So this is vanilla soft serve blended with peanut butter cups, salted caramel truffle pieces, and chocolatey shavings.
So when you guys do things like that, whether it's Dairy Queen, Ted Drew's, Fritz's, whatever, do you just go off menu or do you create your own?
I create my own.
Me too.
Uh-huh.
Me too. I do that at the burger place I've been going to now. Mooyah does that. You can create your own little shakes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm a Ted Drew's creator.
All right. What do you what
Oh.
like? So if you're creating, what's your main go-to creation?
Banana, blueberry, concrete, regular size. Try it. You will love it.
Vanilla.
Rach,
do you ever do that, or you do a create, or are you like for example, my kid always at Fritz's always orders the clown car.
What's in that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think it's cookie dough and sprinkles, and there's a little whipped cream on there. I think that's what it is.
I don't ever go like a full creation of my own. What I
Okay.
do like to do though is customize a turtle sundae or
all
a
right.
turtle concrete.
So you got the base, and then you figure out what else is going on.
Well,
Yep.
I usually just do like a normal turtle situation, but I like a chocolate ice cream instead of a vanilla ice cream.
Andrew, are you a customizer?
No, I'll just go off the menu. I'm not
Do
fancy.
you just pick one?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I got
I
two.
got everything you could want.
Two that I rotate.
Surprises me, Andrew.
Yeah, they got everything you could need. I just get a little Reese's, maybe a little M&M. That's what I liked when I was a kid. I've been revisiting that one here and there.
See, Fritz's is not
Nostalgia
far
purposes.
from me.
Oh, dear.
So I got two choices. It's almost always going to be the vanilla ice cream. One of them will be peanut butter cups and cookie dough. Get the two of them. And the other one is the black cherries with cheesecake bites.
Oh,
that's strong. Yeah.
5, when others are running out of steam, the Redbird Rush Hour hits the gas. Kevin Wheeler, Matt Pauley, and Bernie Miklasz bring sharp analysis, fresh insight, and no recycled takes. Real baseball talk for fans who know the game. Redbird Rush Hour, weekdays at 5 on 104.1 FM KMOX, the voice of St. Louis, the unrivaled voice of baseball.
Tell you guys about Triton Exteriors. Speaking of things you don't expect to happen when a storm blows up in St. Louis and your house is affected, you may be waiting 2 or 3 weeks to get someone even to come out and look at it. I don't know that I can make this promise for them, but I know from my friends who have reached out to Triton about mostly things with their roof, leaking roofs and things like that, that they got back to them the same day. They were out there the day after, and they had it fixed within a couple of days after that. So I think you can rely on basically that sort of a thing. So roofs and siding, by the way, we're a James Hardy Smart Siding company, gutters, fences. I think it's a real selling tool that we're the middle bid 9 times out of 10, maybe 99 times out of 100, because the lowest bid is going to undercut. They are shortchanging you on something that you really need. They're not doing. The guys above us, it's a grift. They're just charging you because they're a well-known company. They have a jingle that everyone can hum. But if you want a true bid that we will go item by item, line by line, it's Triton Exteriors. 314-717-1159, triton-stl.com.
Hey, it's Matt Pauley for i3 Broadband, the internet provider in the Pauley household. I think you'd love it if you had them as well. We've got the 2 gig package at our home. 2 gig upload, 2 gig download mirrored, and we're spending less money than we did with the cable company for lesser service. Plus, right now, they've got savings over $400 beyond their already low standard pricing. You got questions? They've got answers. Call 877-976-0711, and they've got people there who can answer all your questions, or head to their website, i3broadband.com.
Dave Murray's weather forecast is sponsored by Sachs Financial.
Our weather's doing what it's supposed to do. It is August and summer is back after that brief break. Sunny, hot, and humid, pushing through our Friday afternoon, 95 degrees. Tonight, clear, warm, humid, 90s for evening plans, 76 for the low. Saturday, keep it coming. Sunny, hot, humid, 95 degrees, 76 Saturday night. Sunday, mostly sunny and 93 degrees. This thing's going to be around for a while. There's a bunch of tropical action in the Atlantic, so everything's kind of at a standstill, and that means we get summer well into next week. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Hey, it's Jeff Sachs at Sachs Financial, retiresafestl.com. Have you ever wondered what it's like to work with a financial advisor? Are you in your 50s or early 60s and really haven't talked to anybody about how you retire? Give me a call today. Check out our website, retiresafestl.com.
When my wife and I got married after both graduating law school, we didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. Ultima had to give me her gas card just to drive home. We never could have imagined that one day we would have the largest injury firm in the world and $25 billion in money collected and counting. As good Catholics, we had 4 children fast. They all work in the firm today. Our family protecting yours. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, but our greatest gift was years away, grandchildren. Today we have 6 and counting. It's the greatest joy that we have ever experienced. I think about them all day long. Our family promises to protect your family should you need us. Call us. It's easy. Visit forthepeople.com and make sure you hug your grandchildren. God's final gift to us. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The 5th Annual St. Charles Jewish Festival is Sunday, August 10th from 11 to 2:30 at the Lewis and Clark Boathouse parking lot. Join us for a vibrant celebration of Jewish life and culture. Experience world-class Jewish music, savor delicious kosher cuisine, and enjoy family entertainment. From a massive bubble party to cultural crafts, a petting zoo, and inflatables, there's something for everyone. For more info and to secure your free ticket, visit jewishstcharles.org/festival. Come celebrate, enjoy, and be inspired.
Hello, fellow Missourians. This is your Congressman Bob Onder. My top priority is serving you. Whether you need help with a VA claim, Social Security, Medicare, or any other federal issue, my team and I are here to cut through the red tape and give you answers. In the last 6 months alone, we have returned over $1 million to taxpayers. Call my office or visit my website, onder.house.gov, to learn more. Missouri is my home, and I'm honored to serve you in D.C.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Cards manager Ollie Marble joins the Gas House Gang every Tuesday at noon. Sponsored by Siteman Cancer Center on the voice of the Cardinals, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Our segment with Bernie is sponsored by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Dicon comfort dealer.
Right back out on DGS just after 2:30 on a Friday. That means it's time for our buddy Bernie Miklasz. What's up, Bern? How you doing?
I'm doing great, Wheels. Looking forward to being on Redbird Rush Hour later today with you and Matt Pauley.
Yeah.
And looking forward to watching a lot of Cards Cubs this weekend.
Man, it's you touched on this in a video. I haven't had a chance to watch the video because you posted it not that long ago, and well, I'm doing things. Sure. But the concept is interesting, and I think it's so true. Is that these are great games. The rivalry is great, but in the years where one of the teams is really not pushing for anything, it does kind of calm down a little bit.
No doubt about it. But the other factor is, frankly, as we know, there's no reason to avoid talking about it. The Cardinals have lost a lot of fan support at home.
Yeah.
I mean, this will be the second year in a row where they lost more home attendance than any team in baseball, 2 years in a row. Now, Tampa Bay is drawing less. But they're playing minor league in a spring training park that holds 11,000. So the Cardinals have really been just hemorrhaging fan losses. So I think that does something to it as well. I mean, Cardinals fans will be there for sure all weekend, but I think Cubs fans will be perhaps more prevalent, or at least be really notable how many Cubs fans are there. So it's not quite the same. I think the Cardinals are in that kind of spot where a lot of things just aren't quite the same.
Yep.
And that's why they got to work to get it back.
Yeah, and reality is this, too. There have been plenty of years during these times where the Cubs were way worse than what the Cardinals have been these last couple of years.
Oh, heck yeah.
And Cardinals fans dominated Wrigley Field in a lot of those matchups, too, when the Cardinals
no
were
doubt.
rolling high.
Yeah.
So it's a normal thing. It just sucks when you're seeing it on your end, right? It's like, man, it used to be the other way around.
Well, the one thing about the Cubs, and this will come across as a cheap shot, and I'm really not trying to take a shot because it's true. I can't even calculate how many dozens and dozens of games I've been at Wrigley Field when I was writing for the Post-Dispatch. Even when the Cubs are really, really bad, it doesn't matter because I used to call it that's basically the world's largest outdoor garden party.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, people go there to drink beer and hang out and enjoy the weather. I mean, it was more of a social thing than anything. So they never really lost fans because that's a hangout place.
No, and look, it's unique in a lot of ways, and it's what makes things difficult for comparisons. But it's a neighborhood. I mean, literally hundreds of thousands of people live within a couple of square miles. I mean, that's probably an exaggeration, but like you're in the middle of a neighborhood where people and it's a young neighborhood. So it's a lot of people in their 20s and 30s, early 40s. And that's kind of their recreation. They go to the bars around there and they go to the ball games when they're bored.
No doubt about it. It's a great scene. Always a fun scene.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's not in any way a knock. It's just that's the reality of the Cubs situation. Sure. That it's partly why a lot of their fan base, Bernie, is angry when the team doesn't attack this like they're the big market team that they are, because they're always selling tickets and they have big TV deals, and that's where their fan base gets frustrated when they don't, for example, sign a guy like Kyle Tucker long term before letting him hit free agency and things along those lines.
Well, I personally believe Cubs fans have more of a grievance than Cardinals fans. Like, there's not any real reason to compare it. But the Cubs are. Listen, the Cardinals aren't exactly impoverished. I mean, they're a very successful franchise, and they've had great fan support. But they're in a downturn, and they've lost business. But the point is, the Cardinals have been much more, especially since Bill DeWitt purchased the team. They've been much more successful than the Cubs, even though their revenue base is nothing close to the Cubs. Their revenue power is not close to the Cubs, and they've been the far superior franchise. And even when the Cubs are good, and listen, man, 2016 is great, but they haven't made the playoffs since then.
Right.
And other than the COVID year, which is a different thing.
Sure.
And
sure.
so, their ownership is just sitting on, they spent a fortune. They got help from the city to, build that area around Wrigley Field, which would create revenue streams for the team.
Mm-hmm.
And they even though they've had much higher payrolls than the Cardinals, they really don't try to spend. See, they have the wherewithal financially to spend with the Dodgers and the Mets and the Phillies and some of these other teams.
Yeah.
But they don't do it. They only go to a certain point. And I think if I were a Cubs fan, the fact that they had a World Series champion and then that thing just like went downhill really quickly. And maybe they did make the playoffs in 17, so I might have been off by 1 year, but they haven't made the playoffs since 18, other than the COVID year. But the point is, they're sitting on. They have such a strong financial muscle, and they don't use it. There's really no excuse for that, and there's no excuse for their rather lame trade deadline activity this year. I mean, what's the point of getting Kyle Tucker if you're not going to go out and you're going to take your best shot? You got to take your best shot, and they didn't.
Yeah.
So I don't blame any Cubs fan whatsoever for being ticked off at that ownership right now. I really don't.
No, not at all. Now, we did have an interesting story pop up today, Bernie, and it's not going to change how the games play out this weekend. But it is interesting. Is that at the invitation of manager Ollie Marmol, Yadier Molina is going to be in the dugout and spend a couple of days around the team. And I know when he first retired, there was that discussion about how he's going to be around and maybe be a part of things, and it really didn't materialize. But it's interesting that it did now, and I find it interesting that it's at the request of the manager, who's bringing in somebody that a lot of fans want to replace him.
Well, yeah, and I think it says a lot about Ollie Marmol.
Agree.
And I spoke with him this morning at length about that situation, and I said to him, I said, this is kind of funny because even I, do videos saying about, well, is Pujols going to be the next manager if Ollie goes? Is Molina going to be the next manager if Ollie goes? And he said, I'm aware of those. Yeah, I'm aware of those videos. And I said, that's why he's so funny because he's pretty cool about stuff like that. But anyway, I said, we were just chatting, and he said, yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of stuff flying around, and there's going to be a lot of people just flinging stuff against the wall. And I said to Ollie, I said, here's the thing that interests me about this. I said, if you were paranoid or thin-skinned or overly sensitive or worried about Molina taking your job, the last thing you would do is invite him to sit in your dugout in uniform.
Right.
So Cardinals fans ought to understand, Ollie Marmol, no matter what's going to happen, he's secure in his own skin.
Yeah.
And he put whatever concerns he has or doesn't have about losing his job sometime soon. He doesn't care from the standpoint that, as he told me, he said, anytime Yadier Molina wants to come to Busch Stadium and he wants to put on a uniform and sit in our dugout, my door is open. I'd love to have him do that all the time. People may not know this, but Molina and Marmol have an outstanding relationship.
Mm-hmm.
When Molina retired, he gifted Ollie Marmol with this incredibly expensive Rolex.
Wow!
Just as a gesture of thank you and gratitude, and how much he enjoyed playing for him. So Yadi's not here to Yadi's not here to stab anybody in the back. Now let me say this. I think Yadi does want to manage, and I think you got Fox coming to town tomorrow night and everything else. And there's going to be a lot of video, and there's going to be a lot of talk about Yadier Molina in uniform at Busch Stadium in the dugout. And that just gives Yadier Molina more visibility. And I think that's probably good for him, for someone who wants to manage. Like just reminding people, I'm here,
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Well,
we'll see.
that's what I was asking about this in a group text with our boss here, Steve Moore, and Tom and Matt Paul, Tom Ackerman and Matt Pauly. We always kick things around. And, I was like, well, like 2 days, like you're not going to get a competitive advantage or whatever. But I was wondering if it's just more of get him another taste and see if it's something that he wants more of.
Yeah, and I tell you the one thing, the people that are speculating that somehow because Molina's here and he's going to be in uniform, that this is like setting the table to fire Marmol. I mean, the people that hate Ali are like just so, gosh, obsessive is a word. I could think of some other words. No. And I told Marmol, I said, hey, today you're going to be asked not about that. You're going to be asked about, well, would you hire him as a coach if he wants to coach next season?
Mm-hmm.
And Marmol laughed, not because he thought it was a bad idea, but it's just like he understands that he's going to get all these questions and like 80% of them will be way off base. But he said, listen, my door's always open to him. That's what he said when I asked him about, Molina, maybe coming to work in some capacity. Yeah. So I think it's great. And you know what my wish is for the weekend, however? I want Pete Crow Armstrong, maybe if he hits a home run, I want him to, just kind of show off and showboat around the bases. And I want Molina up on the top step screaming at him. Right?
That would be old school, man. Yeah.
Or like if there are unpleasantries between the two teams, right? I want Molina charging out of the dugout to like, no. None of this.
Yeah.
So it's great. It's great for him to reconnect with the franchise because I think it's important to a lot of people, including the fans, because, that era is over and you don't see the Cardinals from that era around Busch Stadium all that much, not because they're staying away, but it's just, they're not going to be hanging out.
Well, it's also relatively recent too, I mean, they're doing other things.
That's right. Yeah. And, we've lost, so many sacred institutions of baseball, since 2013 when Stan the Man passed away. And there's been a void, which is inevitable, man. Life goes on, but it's always great for someone who's such an icon like Molina, for him to show up and show he still loves this franchise. He still wants to be a part of it.
Yeah.
He wants to support the manager. I think all of that is really cool.
No, it's great. And again, it's not more. You're not doing this. I'm not. We're not trying to make it more than it is. It's just an interesting thing in a time where a lot of the interesting things are on the fringes, right? I mean, the standings are not the interesting thing. The interesting things are maybe shifts in philosophy. Who's going to get some run? Who's in the bullpen? A little interesting note here with Molina, and maybe just dipping the feet back into the water.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But just he's reconnecting the ties at Vine, and I like that.
Yeah.
I don't think he's had the greatest relationship with Mozeliak. It's just, these things happen. But Yadi was the one who reached out, so he took his step to kind of whatever issue that was there. I mean, it's over, and I know John Mozeliak is really, really happy about this.
Cool.
So yeah, I think everybody's happy about it. Those players will love it.
So we got a lot more to do later on today. We have the Redbird Rush Hour. There'll be Bernie, Matt Pauley, and I will be kicking things around a little bit more on the field stuff than what we just got to here. But I wanted to get to this stuff because I think this was important. It's kind of the newsiest thing of the day.
Well, yeah.
And we'll probably revisit a little bit later on for those that missed it. So we will talk again in a few hours, Bern. Before we go, though, let's talk about Saliga.
Saliga Heating and Cooling has been taking care of generations of St. Louisans since 1927, including the Micklases for about last 16, 17 years. This Daikin comfort dealer, I don't know where to start because we've learned so much about them. We've come to appreciate everything about Saliga Heating and Cooling. Continuously owned. Dan Saliga is the fourth owner and operator of this really proud, high-standard family business. And I can't give you it's impossible for me to give you a stronger endorsement than I do because we have come to really, really appreciate and savor Saliga's honesty, their knowledge, their professionalism, their prompt service, their attention to detail, their classiness, the way you deal with them. And even when they're in your home, the total class. And in our experience, as I've mentioned, but I love mentioning it because it's important, you're never quite sure who to trust. It's just tough out there. And Saliga has always looked for cheaper or low-cost solutions to save us money rather than trying to talk us into something more expensive and elaborate that we don't need at that time. And, when you find someone is so great at what they do, but they're also so honest, I mean, that credibility is 100%. So that's why they're still going strong nearly 100 years later. One other thing before I go, we have saved money with the Priority Club by being members of that. It's a maintenance plan that's going to save you money by extending the life of your current equipment. And we have learned that firsthand. It's true. and you'll receive priority scheduling and have the comfort in knowing your home is safe and ready for all 4 seasons. So if you want to find out more, please go to SaligaHeatingandCooling.com. Thank you.
It doesn't take a lot to make a big difference.
That's why we've teamed up with Jerry Kelly Heating and Cooling to bring you 100 acts of kindness.
For the next 6 months, the Chris and Amy Show is challenging you to spread kindness in simple, meaningful ways. No big budget needed.
Write a thank you note, help a neighbor, surprise someone with a smile. It all counts.
Let's prove that kindness is contagious. Share your acts with us by using hashtag 100KindActs.
Because a little kindness goes a long way.
Refresh, restore, and protect your employees and customers. Call Zero Res to clean your business the right way so your floors and surfaces stay cleaner longer without the harmful chemicals the other guys use. Call 314-474-2020 or book online at ZeroResSTL.com.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 Gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-969-0686 and you are guaranteed a $10 Gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These Gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-969-0686. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-969-0686 now to secure your $10 Gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-969-0686.
All right, DGS on a Friday, Sue at 2, continuing to roll along. Rach, why don't we do that topic I mentioned to you? Because I'm fascinated to hear what this is all about. I don't want to spend too much time on the intro, but it's basically, what do we all do? What does everyone do that is what we would call unhygienic, which sounds not great.
Well, it's just the kind of thing where it's like, when you think about it, it's actually
not
super gross.
Okay.
But kind of everybody does it.
Is it a single thing or is it a few things?
It's a few things.
Okay,
so I saw this on Reddit. It was an Ask Reddit thread.
right.
Just what's very unhygienic, but everybody seems to do it anyway. And then people were weighing in with their responses.
All right.
Right now, the number one response or the top response is changing your sheets every 2 weeks. Most people don't do that. I know I am definitely not on a
definitely don't do
2-week
that.
schedule.
What?
I mean, well, put it this way. If it were up to me, it would probably almost never get done. But thankfully, my wife is on top of that. I do my own laundry, but I don't think of that. But she does it anyway when she does them all together.
I am a once-a-week person.
Once a week, huh?
Nice.
This comes from my mother. We
Okay.
just do what Louise says.
Yeah.
So I've never left it.
It's
You
fine.
have to change your sheets?
Y'all using sheets
Oh
over
my
here?
God.
Yeah, y'all
Yeah,
using
true.
sheets? Come on now.
Yeah. You can do like my kid and
Just get a
sometimes
mattress pad.
My kid a lot of times will just sleep on top of the comforter with another blanket and just not do anything, not get in the bed.
That's one way to do it, I
Yeah,
guess.
I would do that. Back in the day. I did that stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Well, here's
Not
another
surprised.
one. Not sanitizing your cell phone. Think about it. We're on our phones all the time after we touch everything. And most people never think twice about touching a public handle than touching their phone, than eating, etc.
Yeah.
I have just a really tiny, tiny crack on there, and I'm afraid if I spray it with something, it will somehow get in there and
yeah.
screw
I
up
got
the
you.
whole thing.
I got you.
So I'm currently in the rub it on your pants phase.
Oh yeah. And
Yeah.
you can use those little, those little like thing cloths that you use to
Yeah.
clean your glasses,
Yeah.
like those kind of things.
See
What are
that?
pants for?
It's exactly.
Yeah.
It's not terribly successful, but it looks better.
It makes it better. Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets rid of the fingerprints.
Well, I hate to put this in your head, but gas pumps and the pin pads at the pump are
Yeah.
some of the grimiest touch points
Of
out
course
there.
they are.
And of course, no one ever wears gloves or anything like that when they're fueling up their car. I remember during the peak of the COVID pandemic, I was so paranoid about gas pumps, and I would have a big bottle of hand sanitizer in
the car for when you're
my
done.
cup holder.
Yeah.
And I would just use that. And once that ran out, I never replaced it.
I still do. I sanitize my hands after every time I get gas.
Good
my
idea.
goodness.
Yep.
I have.
But you don't
I did
change
that.
your sheets.
I did that before COVID too.
Oh.
I think they're kind of gross.
I mean, it is gross, but I'd never thought twice about it. I just pump the gas, go get some food from the gas station, and eat it. And
Right there
no
with
big deal.
you.
How about blowing out birthday candles?
Yeah.
It's the kind of thing where you think about it, it's like, oh, that 4-year-old just spit all
Yeah,
over
they
the
did.
cake.
They did. They did. They don't mean to, but they did.
I ain't worried about it.
No, I'm with you. It's in such small amounts. No big deal.
How about licking your fingers before touching a paper? You know, when people are
Like you're trying to turn pages.
I do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Doesn't happen every day, but every
No,
now and then.
it's not as common a thing as it used to be.
Let's see what else. Touching your phone.
I
We
got
already
one.
did that one. Let's hear it, Wheels.
People, and again, I do this too. This is not a judgment. It's just a thing. When you flush your toilet without putting the seat down, like the cover down, because you're getting that spray all over your bathroom.
Splashing all over the place.
It's called.
I don't know about a spray.
I'm telling you, it's called a toilet plume. Google it.
Oh,
The guys
ew.
on MythBusters did a whole thing about this. They're like,
Toilet plume?
They're like, if you think your toothbrush is safe 6 feet away, you are wrong, sir. There will be things that you don't want on your toothbrush.
Well, you gotta eat something.
Oh,
back,
you
know, just
every
to
day
keep yourself rolling.
Listen, every day we are getting gross things that we end up. We just don't know it.
Well, I sometimes think about the equipment in this studio. I run the board every day. This board never gets cleaned. And I mean, we're talking into these mics, you know, an inch away from our mouths. When are we ever wiping down the mics after the previous person used it? It builds character, though. I think it's good for your immune system at a certain point.
Yeah, so the toilet plume is the, quote, cloud-like dispersal of potentially infectious sewage particles as a result of flushing a toilet.
Toilet.
You guys got to start changing sheets.
Turlet.
I'm
Yeah.
just going to throw that out there. There's nothing like getting into the old clean, crisp, fresh sheet.
It's one of the best things about a hotel.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the worst thing is putting it all on there.
Putting it all on there takes 7 minutes.
Oh,
tops.
that's way too much.
No,
I will
way too much.
If you're dealing with a top sheet, or what's the one that goes on the
fitted.
mattress,
The
the
fitted.
fitted sheet, if it's not like deep enough and it's coming off the
Yeah.
mattress
Yeah.
every time you try to put the corner
Well,
on
see,
there.
here's my. This is probably a me thing, but I've got like 5 pillows on my bed, and I got to move them all off, and then I got to put the thing on, and then I got to put them all back, and I got to put the other things on, and it's tedious.
like you do with your pants every day. You take them off.
That takes
you put 'em
4
on.
seconds, not
Come
7
on,
minutes.
Come on.
I have disappointed Sue. So have a good weekend.
Thank you.
We've been here 30 years, 30 Christmases in this house, and we have the traditions that most families have.
That's Terry talking about her experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We did Rhino Shield 14 years ago, and the house still looks the same as the first day. Rhino Shield really worked with me to help me get just the right nice soft yellow, and it's 14 years later, and it's the same color.
The main reason Terry called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by its 25-year transferable warranty.
It just sounded wonderful that we could have the house coated with Rhino Shield and not have to worry about it again for 25 years.
Take it from Terry. Give Rhino Shield a call now for a free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO. Or visit 877-25rhino.com.
There have been neighbors that have come by and said, "Did you just have your house painted?" Because they wanted to know who the contractor was. And I said, "No, it's actually Rhino Shield."
877-25rhino.com.
Guys, Kevin Wheeler for 213 Complex, which is available at supplement superstores. And the simple description of 213 Complex, it is the most effective all-natural weight loss supplement out there. It does a couple of different things. One, like a few things up front you'll notice, and then there are a few things that are going on in the background that you notice after a little bit of time. But the number one thing you're going to notice is that your metabolism is moving, man. It helps work with your thyroid to get it functioning the way that it's supposed to, because a lot of people have an underactive thyroid, and that means your metabolism is not working the way that it's supposed to. So you get the metabolism rocking and rolling. To me, man, I love the cravings control, right? Yeah, I'm still going to eat fun things and all that, but I'm going to do it on my terms, not just because I see it and I want it it. I'm going to go get it. I'm going to say, no, I'm going to make the conscious choice to do that or not do that. And that not giving into the cravings is a big help to me. All day focused energy comes with 213 Complex. No jitters associated with any of that. Plus, you can reduce those cortisol levels. It can help you get a little bit more restful night's sleep, help with recovery from workouts and things along those lines. And I'll tell you, I've been working with this for a long time. It's fantastic. If you go to supplement superstores and say, hey, I heard Kevin Wheeler talking about this, he sent me in, they'll knock 30% off that 213 Complex. And you can find your store at supplementsuperstores.com.
Grounded third, diving play by Arenado. They get the out! Unbelievable!
Get ready for the ultimate showdown. The New York Yankees come to Busch Stadium the weekend of August 15th through the 17th, and they're bringing the star power. See sluggers like Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton take on your Cardinals in one of the biggest series of the season. Finish off your summer in style with the Cardinals and Yankees. Great seats still available. Get yours now at Cardinals.com.
This is Nolan Arenado, St. Louis Cardinals, Fort Lulu.
Summer in St. Louis means one thing: Cardinals baseball. It's more than a game, it's an STL tradition. The crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, the boom of the fireworks. It's the soundtrack to summer for Cardinals Nation. So grab your cap and glove and take your spot in the stands, because in St. Louis, baseball is more than a melody, it's our favorite song.
Summer is here, and it's time to plan your style staycation with Bob's Discount Furniture, where you can find everyday low prices on the hottest styles. The comfiest Consumer Reports recommended mattresses, fast, friendly delivery, and flexible financing to fit your budget. Go to mybobs.com for details. So stock up and score everyday low prices, delivered on time all summer long at your nearest store or at mybobs.com.
Oh, my Bob! Bob's Discount Furniture.
If something happens to you, what happens to your family? Will they struggle financially? Will they be able to afford the home you built together? With Ethos, you can get life insurance coverage in minutes. Get up to $2 million in coverage for as little as $2 a day. All online with no medical exam. Just answer a few health questions. Get your free quote at ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life. Rates may vary. Billed monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Mid-America's most trusted voice for news. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 3 o'clock, we've got sunshine. It is 93 degrees downtown at the Arch. We know the names now of the two men who died in the helicopter crash on the Mississippi River near West Alton. The medical examiner's office has identified the victims as 35-year-old Nicholas Fulton of Salem, Missouri, and 37-year-old Michael Curry of Ashley, Illinois. Officials confirmed that both of their families have been notified. Comptroller Donna Berenger is calling for a third-party investigation into paychecks being cut for her predecessor.
At least 2 paychecks have been issued to former Comptroller Darlene Green as if she were employed at the Budget Department, where she hasn't worked in decades. Comptroller Berenger, acknowledging she and Green faced off in April's election, is now requesting the Civil Service Commission open up an investigation into the paychecks. Mayor Kara Spencer shares her reaction to the paychecks being improperly issued.
It's bonkers. We have some ongoing issues in our personnel department.
Berenger says she is looking forward to a report of findings and recommended corrective measures being issued within a month. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
He's only been IRS commissioner for 2 months, but already Southwest Missouri's Billy Long is being removed. The New York Times and others report that the former congressman and auctioneer is expected to be nominated to an ambassadorship. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent will be the acting IRS commissioner. Stiff competition this Saturday at Missouri's Fort Leonard Wood Army Base. Spokesperson Nia Dickinson says contestants will launch cardboard boats into a lake and paddle to shore. She says there are strict rules to this race.
So it's only cardboard that can be used and duct tape. We do not allow wood or metal or styrofoam or anything like that. And people get really creative in how they put their cardboard together.
She says they'll give out prizes for the fastest and most creative, and the Titanic Award for the least seaworthy. Life jackets are required. This just in, Apollo 13 commander James Lovell, who turned a failed moon mission into a triumph of on-the-fly engineering, has died. His dramatic story of survival in space was portrayed in the 1995 movie Apollo 13. Jim Lovell was portrayed by Tom Hanks.
Houston, we have a problem. We have a main bus B undervolt
We've got a lot of thruster activity here, Houston. It just went offline. Oh, there's another master alarm, Houston.
Lovell reflected on the ordeal with Conan O'Brien in 1995.
Oh, I think individually we all thought, holy cow, what happens if we don't get home? We had a couple choices. We could either hit the Earth in some manner that would make us a fiery meteor for a few brief seconds. That didn't sound
That's
too
a
good.
bad option.
That was a bad option. Then we could have missed the Earth completely and probably gone into an orbit around the sun. That didn't sound too good either. Then there was the freezing, and of course it was getting very cold. Then we were being poisoned by our own exhalation because we were breathing out carbon dioxide, and the lunar module wasn't designed to support 3 guys. 2 guys okay, but not 3.
Apollo 13 Commander Jim Lovell has died at the age of 97. From the KMOX Business Desk, reports indicate former St. Louis Fed President James Bullard is on the president's mind to be named chairman of the Federal Reserve. CNBC senior reporter Steve Leisman.
Jim Bullard has been hawkish during the pandemic, though. He did turn and see the need for rate cuts, so I'm not sure he's dyed in the wool on that score.
Others reportedly on the short list include former Bush advisor Mark Summerlin and Fed Governor Christopher Waller. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is interviewing candidates and making a short list. Let's get an update of the St. Louis Business Index now with Stifel's Kevin Monton. Kevin?
All right, thanks, Michael. The market finished the week on a positive note, with the Dow gaining 206 at 44,175. S&P was up 49 at 63.89. NASDAQ gained 174 at 21,417. And the Bloomberg St. Louis Index was up 21 at 1574. Winners to the upside, Post Holdings gained 5% at 107.56, and Bayer was up 1.7% at 7.53. To the downside, Energizer lost again, down 1% at 28.78, and Caleres was off 1.6% at 13.58. Finally, Stifel positive 1.2% at 111.64. This has been Kevin Monton, Senior Vice President of Investments at Stifel, member SIPC, and the New York Stock Exchange. For more information on Stifel, please visit our website at stifel.com.
Our weather's doing what it's supposed to do. It is August and summer is back after that brief break. Sunny, hot, and humid, pushing through our Friday afternoon, 95 degrees. Tonight, clear, warm, humid, 90s for evening plans, 76 for the low. Saturday, keep it coming. Sunny, hot, humid, 95 degrees, 76 Saturday night. Sunday, mostly sunny and 93 degrees. This thing's going to be around for a while. There's a bunch of tropical action in the Atlantic, so everything's kind of at a standstill, and that means we get summer well into next week. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Right now we've got sunshine. It is 93, and the feels like is 96 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Weather sponsored by Renner Garage Door, forward and back, RENNER.
Cardinal Cowboy here. For over 65 years, Renner Garage Door has delivered top-notch service, sales, and installation. Get your free estimate today. RennerDoorSTL.com. Renner, forward and back.
RENNER. RENNER.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
All right, it's 3:06 on KMOX, Dave Glover Show. Rachel Zimmerman, Andrew Stoles, Kevin Wheeler hanging out with you. Dave is out today, and he'll be back from vacation on Monday, so we will be back to normal when we all reconvene after the weekend. Our friend Alvin Reed is in for his regular Friday visit. Alvin, how are you?
I'm fine. How you guys doing?
Pretty good, man. What's new?
Oh, nothing much, man. 42 years of marriage today.
Congratulations.
My wife is up in Washington State. We have an RV up there on a property of our in-laws on a like a private lake, kind of halfway between Seattle and Olympia. My in-laws, brother and sister in-laws, their kids live in Tacoma.
Okay.
So,
You guys are heading for a trip, and
she's up there now. I am going to go up probably in September and then drive back with her. Yeah,
Gotcha.
She drove up with the Range Rover.
Nice.
And my brother-in-law, sister-in-law, but their car was already up there because they had left Seattle to come to a family reunion back down in Memphis.
Okay.
So then they got back here, and then they
Gotcha.
drove up. So I'm going to drive back with her.
Nice.
So
Good
I'll get
deal.
a few days up there.
Nice.
She wants to be up there in the
Doing
heat
some
of the
outdoor-
summer.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
I can think of places that would be worse to be than the Northwest in the middle of the summer. When
And
it's-
that's why she wanted to be up there. She wanted to be up there for a while. I'll get up there. It will be true fall, but I think I'll probably get some pretty good days.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. It's usually pretty. I don't know. I'm gonna get myself in trouble with the Dave Murrays of the world, but pretty temperate up there in the Northwest.
I think that's the way to say it. Right. So
it just sounded like a smart thing to say. It's probably stupid.
I just saw this up on the monitor. So we have guest coaches now. Yachty he's a guest.
Yeah,
coach.
yeah, he is. He'll be participating for a couple of days.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm curious though. I mean, like we just talked about this with Bernie a little bit ago. It's interesting to see if it's something that is just seeing if he enjoys it and maybe wants to get back in and do more in the future.
I would say that. I don't know. I mean,
it's tough, man. You know, one thing that people don't understand, or I shouldn't say don't understand, they don't really think about it because it's not the world that everybody lives in. But a lot of guys who had the success that Yachty had are going to look at the schedule for a major league coach or a manager and go, no thanks. I've made $350 million. I spent 8-9 months away from home when you count road trips every year for the last 25 years. Spring training through the regular season and through the postseason for a lot of those years. And when you're talking about a 75, 80-hour work week for a major league coach and a manager, do I really want to do that when I don't need to?
Well, I was watching. I have the extra innings thing, and I was watching the Brewers because obviously they're playing pretty well.
Yeah.
But Prince Fielder was on.
Yeah.
And Ricky Weeks is now a coach for the Milwaukee Brewers, and they're good friends. And I didn't realize that Prince Fielder's one son is old enough; he's going to play at Ohio State.
Oh yeah. His son's just out of high school. Yeah.
And another one is I think playing in the fall league, or that might be the one that's going to go to Ohio State.
Yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah.
But so Prince Fielder said, "I'm finding that I have a little bit more time in my hands." And Ricky said, "Like, dude, you ought to think about coaching, whatever." And he said, now that I'm not spending so much time running around, he said it sounded good, but he told him, he said, like, yeah, sounds good if I could do it on Friday and Saturday.
Well, and a lot of the guys that feel that way, they end up being the guys that do, like, they come into spring training for a few weeks, they spend some time there, they work with the young guys, maybe rove around the minors and make trips around here and there, to kind of visit and maybe offer some instruction and some tips and a little bit of mentorship, a little bit of, hey, this is part of being in the organization, buddy. Here's what it's all about. Like, there are roles for former players that don't necessarily want to commit full time to doing that and still have an impact on the organization. And, we haven't seen much of Yachty. This is the first time we're really going to see him back since he retired. Now, it's only been a couple years. It's not like he's been out of the game for 10 years. But yeah, I think if I were in the position of those guys, I'd want some time away.
Oh, and 2 years, maybe like minimum. But now Yachty's going to manage Puerto Rico.
Well, he's managing the Puerto Rican national team,
and
he's involved
Albert
in the Winter League.
Yeah, and Albert is managing the Dominican Republic. So I think that.
Wait, is he the Dominican?
I thought it was Dominican.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so I think to and I'm not calling it dabble, like they're not really serious about it. I think that is a good way of deciding, do I want to do this or not?
Yeah, well,
because you could times it times 5 or times 10, and then you could really say, like, okay, that would really be a grind to do it day after day and night after night and all that. So I don't know that either really of them want to manage.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I mean, again, there's a lot to it that is beyond what you just think of, right? Maybe a lot of those guys would want to do the making out the lineup and coaching players and doing all that. Do you want to do the media hits three, four times a day, every day? Do you want to do the manager's show on KMOX like Ollie does? Do you want to do, do you want to do the post-game press conference on TV every day? There's a lot that goes into that because you're the voice of the franchise. You are the face of the franchise.
Yes.
And, I remember, there were a lot of people that would, and I believe Chris Duncan was the person that relayed this to me the way that he did. But, there were a lot of people that asked Dave Duncan why he never wanted to be a manager. Because he had all the background, right? Former catcher, great pitching coach, all that. Demand, people would have hired him. He's like, I don't want to do all that stuff.
Yeah,
I just want to I don't want to do the interviews. I don't want to talk every day. I don't want to do that stuff.
Right. Well, our jobs in journalism have changed. And mine didn't ever change dramatically, but the job I started doing, when I first became especially a reporter, but even when I first, then became an editor, that job has now changed completely. And the job that you're expected to do now kind of isn't the job that you were expected to do when you first really wanted that job. And so I think that being former ball players, they could say Tony La Russa was a great manager and I love playing for him. Tony La Russa's job is different now.
Oh my God, yeah. They don't have nearly the influence that they used to.
So now I'm not stepping into to be Tony La Russa.
No.
I can emulate him, but the demand of the job and the front office the this and the that is completely different.
So I want to. This is to me. This is a great transition topic because it's baseball related, but it actually I think applies across the board.
Okay,
to any field, politics, business, whatever. It's really interesting to me. So I heard this morning. I was listening to an interview with Stephen Vogt, who's the Indians Guardians manager.
Yeah,
former player. This is only his second year as a major league manager, and he did not work his way up the coaching ranks. Not long after he retired from being a player, he got this job. I think he did some front office stuff
or something. Yeah, right.
But Stephen Vogt said this today, and I thought this was super interesting because the host of the show was Mike Farron. Mike's a good friend of mine. Mike asked him. He said, "So now you're near the end of your second year, is there something that you thought you had a handle on that now you realize you don't?" And his answer was fascinating. He said, "I learned that my eyes can lie to me." Okay. So he said, as a player, what you see is what you see, and you trust it because you've done this your whole life.
Right.
So, the proverbial eye test, this is literally what he's talking about. The eye test, you know it when you see it. And he said, I've learned that my eyes can lie to me, and that's why it's so important for me to be listening to other voices who evaluate the things that I see from a different perspective, because sometimes my eyes are wrong.
Okay.
And think about that from any field.
Yes.
When you're thinking about medicine, your eyes as a doctor, your what you're hearing can tell you one thing, but a blood test can tell you another. When you're a politician, your read on something might tell you one thing, but you could be wrong if you're not listening to the right people who know how the voting public sees that issue, right? I thought that was a fascinating thing of self-awareness, right? Where you're the most confident person in the world in your field, but there are things that you do have a blind spot for.
I would so agree, and that I think one of the key things is that the gifts come in many shapes and sizes. Okay, and I think that at a pretty much young age, it was odd. I said, man, people have a tendency to do what I tell them to do. Not reckless or anything like that, but okay. Now, I don't know if that called that leadership or whatever, but I think the most important thing that I kind of got was, all right, listen to what these people you kind of tell you back. And it's your first inclination is, I know what I'm talking about, because I'm one of those that are like, no, listen to me.
You're like, I know what I'm talking about.
I know what I'm talking about. But especially as I began to grow older and the people were younger, and one day, and I think it was literally about 10 years ago, it was one of those things like, okay, now you've seen a lot. You know it all back and forth. But hey, there are younger people that are coming along and they're telling you like this, that, or whatever, and you better listen to them because they have their pulse on what people their age are thinking.
Right.
And that's where you were saying I said no, my eyes see this and they should do that. And it's like, well, Alvin, your eyes see things a little differently,
Yeah.
And this is how they see it. And I said, I began to understand that, I think I told a story here about those crazy lime green uniforms that Oregon wore, and somebody in the front office said, Alvin, they're not for you. And just the way he said it to me was I really got it. Where he was saying dude, you're whatever it is that you see running around on that field, you find it that mustard yellow crap and blah blah. Right? He said they don't see that. You see, you're right. What you see is something totally different than what they see, and you better be listening to what they see, because that's who's going to sign a Division I, letter of intent.
Yep,
that's who's going to be coaching your kid 10 years from now, or whatever. And I said, like, so I kind of got it.
Yeah.
I kind of got it.
I just thought that was really interesting because when we think about, experience and in sports, people are like, I trust my eye test. Well, what makes you special?
True.
Like people act like there's a magical skill when it comes to a vibe on politics or a vibe on sports, or like, it's not magic, man. There are things that are human that you have to learn to understand and interpret by human behaviors, body language, things along those lines. But yeah, there's also things you can measure.
Yes.
And you got to do all of it. You can't just trust your gut.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I think, and you played infinitely more baseball games than I did. I played a lot of them. Then you've been covering sports. I have been covering sports, politics, news, all that. And I think one thing that I wish I could convey to people who haven't done those things is that a season is long and a season starts when you're not really thinking about it.
Yep.
Okay. And people are already working on it, and it starts, and it begins, and it goes a long time, and then it ends. Before you know it, it's starting again. And you have to kind of be around it to begin to understand what the grind is and why people slump why people go through stuff and whatnot. And not personal stuff, but just like, I just don't understand that if you're this, why you can't do that. And I said, like, well, you would understand.
Yeah, you said it. You don't understand.
You're right. Good point. Well, you kind of don't understand. Right.
Yeah.
Right. And why did, if I was the manager, I'd be knocking over tables and I'd be doing this and I'd be doing that. And I said, like, no, you wouldn't.
You'd be fired in a week because the players would be turning on you.
Or either just like, that's not necessary.
Right. Good point. Alvin, have a great weekend, buddy.
Okay, man. Thanks so much. All right.
Let me tell you guys about Susan L. Ward. She's my very good friend. She used to be a colleague, never a peer, because she was so much better at being a divorce attorney than I ever was. She is a really good person. She's incredibly smart. She's very direct. She can be amazingly aggressive if she needs to be in and out of court, whether it's negotiations or it's trying a case, but that's not her only gear. If what you want her to do is just, look, we've decided to get divorced, we're cooperating, we've come up with our own plan, we just need your expert advice, and just to make sure to get us through the system as quickly and peacefully as you can, she would be very happy to do that as well. She has multiple offices, so if you can hear my voice in Missouri, she can represent you. For a free consultation, just simply mention my name when you call, 314-783-9400, stlfamilylaw.com.
Hey there, cats and kittens. It's Brian from The Commercial Break, the mediocre comedy podcast where my best friend Chrissy and I attempt to make sense of the world. We talk about the absurd, the ridiculous, and the stuff no one asked for, like internet weirdos, pickup artists, and why everyone is obsessed with crystals and colonics. It's all gotta stop. The show is free, it's frequent, and it's probably not for everyone. You can go to tcbpodcast.com, subscribe at youtube.com/The Commercial Break, or check out the show wherever you listen to podcasts. We'll see you on the next Commercial Break, and best to you.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-969-0686 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-969-0686. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-969-0686 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-969-0686.
Looking for a place to call home without all the maintenance? Check out the Towns of Linneman Park, new townhomes by Lombardo, located in St. Peters. These new construction townhomes are located on the south side of 36494, east of Harvester Road, and offer floor plans featuring 2 to 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, a loft, and 2-car attached garages. Community amenities include a clubhouse, pool, pickleball courts, dog park, and walking trails. Tour our newly decorated display and fall in love with your new townhome. Visit lombardohomes.com for more information.
The Dave Glover Show, weekdays at 1 on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
All right, we got Dave Murray coming your way in a few minutes. He'll set us up for the forecast for the weekend and, I don't know, probably answer another dumb question that I'll hung up with.
I can't believe it's almost Dave Murray time.
It's crazy. The day's going by fast.
The show is flying.
Day's going by fast. Dave, again, back on Monday, and we'll get back to our business as usual.
I'm excited to see Dave. Miss my friend.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird it's always weird when one of us isn't here.
Yes.
Like the remaining three, you're always just kind of like, something's off. Something's off. When any one of us is out, I can't speak for what it's like when I'm out because I'm not here. But when you're out or when Andrew's out or when Dave's out, it's just it's different.
Yeah, I always say, we're a family, and anytime one member of the family is not home, the family dynamic changes.
Yeah.
It's not
and in this case, Dad's not home.
Yeah, and it's not bad. It's not like, we're not a real family right now. It's just different. Like we just move different when one of us is gone.
Everything is, so when you're not here, it ends up being
the bro fest.
It's like a bro fest. It's a little bit too much like we're all 22-year-old dudes because in our minds we are. It doesn't matter what your calendar age is. In your mind, you're still kind of that. Not to speak for every dude, but I'm speaking for the majority. I'm pretty sure because I know all of my friends agree, and I know a lot of people. So I think it's a pretty fair statement. When Andrew's not here, it's always a little bit weird because there's stuff that, like as an example, you've got duties over there that I am not aware of, and then I don't think any of us, Rach, you probably are more aware of what he's doing than like Dave and I are like, I don't know what that stuff is, but the podcasting and all that. But it's more the vibe that Andrew brings when you're telling a story the way only you can.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Speaking of, have you noticed that all he's done today is brag about how many friends he has?
It's come up a couple times.
I have.
He's like, we're all 22-year-olds in our mind, and I know that because I know so many friends. I have so many friends that we talk about this with that, like, I think I got a pretty good sample size.
I mean, I could list them for you. No, I won't do that.
Yeah, we got time.
No, it'd be longer than our top 20. It's not. I just know
Kevin's
the number,
top 20 friends, and we better be on there.
You know all the people.
We're not.
That you know.
He breezed right past.
No, we know.
Guys,
we know we're not.
You guys are in the top 10.
We don't even crack the top 50.
Yeah.
That's just not true. I mean, that's kind of you.
No, it really is. Like, because, well, again.
Of all time?
Well, of all time, no.
Okay, but currently we're
of all time. I mean, I still got to account for my buddy Johnny, who was my best man, and I got to account.
I've never even heard of this guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but you've got a best man in your wedding I've never even heard
Johnny
of.
B. I haven't talked to Johnny B in a while.
Johnny B, that's
Johnny
our friend.
We know a guy named Johnny B.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's not the same guy, I can promise you that.
Could be.
No, it couldn't be.
Was he like 6 years old at your wedding?
No. There's a lot. Over time, it definitely is. Do you guys have that? Like your group changes regularly, or do you guys still kind of have the same group? Because you guys are at least
no new friends.
You guys are at least geographically close to where you grew up.
Yeah.
I am nowhere near where all of my childhood friends are from.
I actually have some new friends, but I mean, mostly, I've got a couple of old friends that I've just kind of stuck with.
Oh, it's my turn.
If you want, you don't have to. You don't have to go.
I actually just was talking to someone I went to high school with earlier today. It was nice. Hadn't talked to them in a while.
I mean, as an example, every friend that I have in St. Louis is still what I would consider relatively new.
That's nice.
I mean, it's like 18 or 19 years, but like those are my oldest friends. So guys like Tom Ackerman, like our boss Steve Moore, Derek Gould, like those are some of the first people that I got to know.
My new friend Tom Ackerman.
But like I'm 53, so that's relatively recent when it comes to like
I met in 2005.
They are the beginnings of the new group, right? Because there's a St. Louis group, and I've got a Chicago group, and I got a Detroit group, and I got a Miami group. Because those are all the places I've been, and you have little groups in each place.
Yeah.
And it's a fascinating thing because they do sometimes cross over. Like our friends will come down here and visit or whatever. But like I have like 4 different crews, and I don't see very many of them often except the ones here. So for the current group, you guys are definitely top 10.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know if I want to go any further in the rankings than that because I don't want to offend anybody either here or elsewhere.
We're tied for 10.
Okay,
You're all tied for 10th.
We're not going to make you do this off the air, but you are going to do it off the air. A numbered ranking of your best friends at KMOX.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Yeah, I don't think I want to do that. You're all tied for first. I'm going to just steal the Tony La Russa.
At 5, when others are running out of steam, the Redbird Rush Hour hits the gas. Kevin Wheeler, Matt Pauley, and Bernie Miklasz bring sharp analysis, fresh insight, and no recycled takes. Real baseball talk for fans who know the game. Redbird Rush Hour, weekdays at 5 on 104.1 FM KMOX, the voice of St. Louis, the unrivaled voice of baseball.
When it comes to affordable term life insurance, everyone's whistling the Big Lou tune. If you're over 50, maybe a bit porky, or have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost about $200 a month. Even if you're not in perfect health, call Big Lou, because he specializes in finding big chunks of affordable term life insurance for just about everyone. Don't let diabetes or other health glitches keep you from owning $500,000 to $1 million or more of term life insurance. For affordable term life insurance, call Big Lou. Don't hesitate. Call 800-700-6898, 800-700-6898, or visit biglou.com.
Call Big Lou, don't hesitate, 800-700-6898. Call Big Lou, don't hesitate, 800-700-6898. Visit biglou.com.
Cardinals fans, FanDuel Sports Network is your home of the Cardinals.
That ball was mashed.
And there are more ways to watch this season.
Holy cow!
Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network to stream the Cardinals without blackouts.
How about that play?
Or watch through a TV provider.
Incredible!
Including DirecTV, Spectrum, Xfinity, Fubo, and more.
He got it!
Learn more at cardinals.com/TV.
Ball game! It couldn't have worked out any better for the Cardinals.
Hi, I'm Andrew Suntrup. For over 30 years, St. Louis families have trusted Suntrup Ford Westport and Suntrup Ford Kirkwood as a proud, family-owned and operated dealership. We offer more than just great deals. We offer peace of mind. At Suntrup Ford, you'll find a huge selection of inventory to choose from, unmatched customer service, and our exclusive lifetime powertrain protection program. Visit in store or online at suntrupford.com. Save more at Suntrup Ford. Visit suntrupford.com.
Brought to you by Eamon Gantner and Capriano, YourEstateMatters.com. Hi, Margaret at Eamon Gantner and Capriano. We all have one thing in common. We're all gonna die. Do you have an estate plan? Eamon Gantner and Capriano, YourEstateMatters.com. The choice of an attorney is an important decision that should not be based solely on advertising.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, it's a Friday, so we have slow traffic. Eastbound 270 is bogged down from 367 most of the way to Riverview. We had a crash east of Lilac. They cleared it. That's just what's left over now. Westbound 70, just a little slow at the city limits. There's a little slowdown west of 94. The backup west of Lake St. Louis out through 61. Not a solid jam, but it's pretty heavy. Eastbound 70, David Hokeland to Wentzville Parkway. That's slow right now. Westbound 64, Clayton Skinker out to Big Ben's a little busy in the city. Boone's Crossing to the bridge. And then 364 out to 70. It jams at the west end of that. South 270, south of Page through Manchester slow, but after that clear to 55. Southbound 55, Gasconade Bates busy. There's pockets from Z all the way down to 67, sort of an accordion situation there. Westbound across the Poplars a little slow, and this emergency repair work is still going on. Westbound 64 west of Route 4, traffic's jammed about midway back to 161 New Baden. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
It's Trish. Your bathroom might be small, but fixing it can feel huge. Outdated fixtures, the tub that's seen better days. At Michael's Baths, they specialize in affordable bathroom remodeling that fits your budget and your lifestyle. Whether you want a walk-in shower, better storage, or a fresh modern look, they make it simple, clean, and budget-friendly. No surprises, no gimmicks, just quality workmanship you can trust. Call Michael's Baths today for your free, no-pressure estimate. 636-775-0800 or michaelsbaths.com.
You've got a ton of equity in your home. You're sitting on a gold mine, and you could do so much with all that cash, like travel, invest it, or pay off debt, but you can't touch it unless you sell your home. But you really don't want to move. And besides, homes are sitting on the market for a long time these days. You're trapped, right? Well, not with Truehold. With Truehold, you can cash out your equity in as little as 30 days. And listen, you don't have to move. You can stay in the home you love as a renter. So that's Truehold's Sell and Stay program. You cash out your entire home's value and stay put. Truehold even covers property taxes, property insurance, and essential repairs. So imagine using that equity to travel, invest, or pay off debt and stay in your home. It's brilliant, especially in this slow market. You get an all-cash offer now by calling 1-855-300-9993. You can also visit Truehold.com, the smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
Today, the Cards, the Cubs.
Ameren Total Access 620.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
All right, DGS on a Friday. Dave is back on Monday. The rest of us hanging out, and our buddy Dave Murray joining us at his normal 3:30 spot. Hello, Dave.
Hello there. So I'm number 10 on the list.
You guys are all tied for first.
Okay.
I'm not going to go anything on that.
First.
You're all
Not
tied for
10th?
first. No, you're all tied for first. I could go
be
tied for
happy
10th,
with-
but it's the same thing.
I'd be happy with tied for 10th.
All right, we got it. You're tied for 10th.
Okay.
Have you done that, Dave, in the places you've lived? Because I was describing to them, like, we have pods of friends because we've lived in 4 different places, and all of them for pretty significant amounts of time, right? Like, I grew up in the Detroit area, lived there for the first 18 years of my life, spent 4 years in college in Miami. That's a different pod. Another 13 or 14 years in Chicago, and now 19 years here this month. Which is crazy.
Ooh, that is crazy.
So, I mean, my pod here is actually pretty big. It's actually quite a bit bigger than some of the other ones, even where I grew up. So it's like,
well, that's okay.
I think it's just a fascinating thing because a lot of it is just geography. If you live in the same area that you grew up in, or you move to a place and stay there for that long a period of time, it just kind of becomes what it is.
Exactly. Right. I mean, I've got friends around the country, but, we don't see each other very often.
Right.
Sometimes on vacation, that's about it. But otherwise, it's texting or emailing or calling or whatever.
Yeah. And that's why these guys are giving me a hard time about it, because I mentioned earlier that I'll look at my phone at times and I'll have a text thread that has 67 messages that I haven't seen yet. But it's because there's like 10 people on there, and then they get going on a thing, usually a football game or a baseball game or something. Yeah. And then it's just a constant back and forth, and it never stops. And every once in a while, you're just like, "Oh my God, how am I going to catch up?"
No, I don't tolerate
these
that.
guys. These guys
delete.
I ain't reading all that.
So let's
Dave Murray.
I ain't reading all that.
But congratulations, or sorry that happened,
or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's throw this at we'll throw this at you, Dave, because that came off of a conversation earlier of a woman was asking, not on the show, but a story I read was asking, how does she tell a friend to stop texting so much? So obviously, so much is relative, right?
Yeah.
The more active a texter you are, the more you just kind of don't even look at that. But if you're kind of not super frequent with it, there's an etiquette to things, but there are also people that kind of go over the top.
Yeah, but do you have to? I mean,
No.
Can you just have to ignore it, right? You just say, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm not reading it.
Yeah, no, that's kind of, or you just reply at your pace, right?
Janice has a tendency to write really long text.
Oh, I don't know anything about doing that.
Especially to our son. And and she'll, whatever the case may be, just news of the day or news of the week. And she'll go, next time we talk, she'll go, "Did you read my text?" And he'll go, "No."
Mom, I ain't reading all that. It's too much. No, I'm definitely guilty of being the long emailer and the long texter. Because I'm a big fan of the voice to text. So I'm just going to turn it on, beep, and then I'm going to go because I'm going to say what I got to say because it's just right there. And then I shut it off, send it, boom. Yeah.
Delete.
Yeah. I know for a fact that happens all the time. And I don't judge because I know what I am.
I wonder why he never responded to me.
Yeah, I know what I am. Or you get or you just get the thumbs up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, thumbs up.
Sure.
Good job, buddy.
Whatever you said.
I agree. That's a good way to handle that. All right, Dave, what are we looking at? Same. It's kind of the same for the weekends we're seeing today?
It's not extreme for St. Louis. It's not as bad as it was in July, but it's hot. It's humid. It's kind of typical. 95 tomorrow, 77 at night. Sunday, partly sunny, hot and humid. Maybe a spot afternoon storm on Sunday. Very tiny. 93. There's a little cool front trying to come in on Monday, probably late Monday. I'm not sure it really gets through. If it does, it just barely gets through. So a little better chance of a couple of scattered thunderstorms on Monday, but still kind of hot and humid, 92 degrees. If the front gets through enough, we could cool to about 80, upper 80s, let's say, on Tuesday and Wednesday. That'd feel good. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Upper 80s is great.
Oh, yeah. This time of year?
Yeah.
Take it and run.
Yeah, to say in August, normally you're just worried about trying to avoid misery.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. It's as we said, February is an awful month and August is an awful month.
Yeah, we did decide that earlier this week, didn't we? They're the two.
For different reasons.
Well, they're different, but kind of the same.
Yeah.
The weather's not what you want. It's the opposite, but it's not what you want. Plus, there's just not that much cool going on. It's kind of a dead period.
For the kids out there, August means going back to school.
It does.
And that adds to the layer.
Mm-hmm.
When did so Rach and Andrew, you guys, was August always the time you guys started back in school?
Yeah, the end of August.
End of August?
Now it seems like kids start at
It's
the
like
beginning.
mid-August?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how soon they
high
start
school sports. High school sports probably starting.
Oh,
Monday,
the practices
right?
have already started. Yeah, they're getting all that stuff going. And I know, it changed gradually because when I was in grade school, I remember it being Labor Day. Like we would go after Labor Day, but then in high school it started to be like late August, and now it's way earlier than that. And it's not a complaint; it's just interesting.
Yeah,
like the way the
with
time
me,
frame
it was
changes.
Always after Labor Day.
Yeah,
You got that 3-day weekend, and then bang, that Tuesday back. Okay, school starts.
Yeah, it made some sense just because you had the marker, you know.
Exactly. Right.
I don't know the reasons why it shifted earlier. I'm sure they're good. I don't have the knowledge to question why anybody would be doing it, but. My guess would be is maybe it builds in a little bit of extra time in the year in case of snow days and things along those lines.
Build the snow days in.
Yep.
It's always hilarious to me when people on the stream make comments about their friends and family.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, we might read it on the air. David says nothing is worse than people who leave voice text, aka my sister.
Yeah.
And Mitch says my grandma is the same way. She sends long texts.
Well, the question I have for David is: Is it an actual?
Grandma.
For David, the question is it an actual audio recording or is it just the voice to text thing? Which, by the way, can I say, for all the advancements in technology, the voice to text translation really sucks. Like I have to go fix everything in there. I think I enunciate pretty clearly, and it cannot tell the difference between picture and pitcher. And I say the word pitcher a lot because I'm texting baseball stuff a lot.
You know, Dave Glover used to be a big voice to texter. I feel like I noticed him doing it less recently.
Okay. Yeah.
But Andrew and I would always joke about like getting the voice to text from Dave. You kind of had to like translate what he actually meant.
It would always be very wrong.
They would send.
Yeah, because it puts wrong
and
words.
It's so funny, and it's so funny, and I think everybody's kind of like this, but he would just be the only person I would see doing it. But he would sound like a serial killer because when he would voice text, he would be like, "Tell them I said don't do that.
Yeah.
I will fix it when I get home later, period."
I do that too, but I try to save that for the car as much as possible. I will do it at home though, like when I'm alone. I try not to do it when Susan's around or when I'm around other people because I know it sounds like I'm a psychopath. Like, what are you talking to? Who are you talking to? I'm talking to all my friends all at once. That's the way it goes.
Hey, Mitch says a lot of old people use voice to text.
Oh, Mitch, taking shots. You're right.
Yeah, no,
You're right.
That's good. I don't even know what that is. So
come on, Dave.
I don't. I've never
old
used
people?
it. Yeah.
Old people, never heard of them.
It's a super.
Remember, Andrew, you're catching up.
It's a super convenient way to say things without having to type it all out.
I've never used it.
Yeah, I don't blame you because again, the more I do it, the less I do it or less I want to do it because you're getting so many mistakes and you're like, it throws in random periods and end sentences. You're like, oh God, I'm going to look like an idiot if I send this.
Well, I just send thumbs up.
There you go. Oh yeah, boy, I bet the young ones love you.
Said.
All the young ones because they think that's an insult.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
like
that.
Gen Z thinks that the thumbs up is basically the middle finger.
Okay. Well, now I feel even better.
So
about
then,
it.
yeah,
Two
there
thumbs
you
up.
go.
Then.
Now I'm going to send you 2 thumbs up.
One for each hand.
Give him the double bird. Here you go. Enjoy that. All right, you want to slip in some headlines?
Yeah, Headlines is brought to you by Schnucks. Reward yourself daily with the Schnucks Rewards app. Okay, according to a July survey from Resume Templates, 77% of Gen Z respondents, speaking of Gen Z, admitted to bringing a parent with them to a job interview. And 53% said their parent had spoken with a hiring manager on their behalf.
I
So
do
this
not blame the
polls-
kids. This is I am so pissed about this. And it's not the young people, but Gen Z, they're soft. Like, no, your parents are idiots for doing that for you. Do not go with your kids to job interviews. Have some sense. You're the grown up in this. Oh,
Maybe
God, I'm
not.
so angry, man. That really makes me angry. Like, parents, you fly the helicopter away.
I know.
Stop hovering around your kid. You're not helping.
Well, what's the other one? Is it bulldozer parents?
Yeah,
They come
yeah.
and they knock over all the obstacles. That sounds more like a bulldozer parent.
Yeah, like,
move.
teach
like
your-
let me talk to him, sweetie. Like, that's
Dave,
not
what would your
good.
response be if one of the kids said, "Hey, would you come with me to this job interview?"
Well, first, I mean, if my son did that,
Yeah.
First of all, I wouldn't even ask.
But I'm just creating
his
a
son
fake
doesn't
scenario.
Suck. He's
No, I
not going to
know.
ask that
No,
question.
I would say absolutely not.
Do it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not the one working. You're the one who's going to work.
Yeah. Man, parents, I mean, you know, we older generations would like to yell at the youngins, but man, we're not helping them out by doing everything for them for their whole lives. Let them learn things, man. They got to do these things.
If you do that, if you go to a job interview, does the manager then have the right, if your kid is doing a lousy job or something that the manager's upset with, can the manager call you and say, hey, you know what? You need to talk to your son or your daughter.
Yeah.
I think that's fair
I don't
game at that
Rach,
point.
what was the number you said there?
Oh, I already deleted
Oh,
the story, but
sorry.
it was
It's
like
okay.
60-something percent.
Oh
like
my!
68%.
I'm not even kidding you. If I were the one doing the hiring, you are immediately disqualified from candidacy. You are not getting that job.
Well, because you're a little baby.
The minute you show
They
up
hire a little baby.
with someone else, I don't care if it's your friend, your mom, your dad, you are not getting that job. I do not care what your qualifications are. You are not getting that job.
Let's do one more story because we're running a little late here. I thought you would love this, though, Wheels.
Oh, boy.
Just talking about, yesterday that former Google exec kind
Yeah.
of warning of an oncoming 15 years of hell or whatever he
Yeah,
said.
the AI apocalypse.
Well, now we have another person warning of a AI apocalypse in the style of Terminator,
Oh.
and that person is James Cameron.
Oh, boy.
He's warning of the dangers of unchecked AI in military systems and draws parallels to scenarios depicted in his Terminator movies.
Of course.
He is.
You know what this
open-
reminds me of, guys? Me.
Exactly.
I was a prophet. I foretold this.
Now, he is open to using AI in his films. He's not against AI by any means. He just wants the rest of us to keep in mind, hey, if you get this stuff involved in other areas of life, we could go Terminator mode.
Yeah. See, I'm definitely, I don't know how you are about it, Dave, but I'm definitely, let's build guardrails, man. And let's do it before this stuff hits the ground so you at least have a basis to work with. Because when it's anything that's unchecked, I don't care if it's AI or anything else, is going to potentially be a problem.
Yeah. I've tried AI a couple of times on some of the projects I work on for other companies, and it's totally useless.
Oh boy.
To me, to what I need it to do, it's totally useless.
Hopefully not the case in the future. Have a great weekend, Dave. Thank you.
You too. Thumbs up.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
This traffic report is a service of Anderson Hospital. If you're in Metro East on westbound Highway 64, we still have this road work going on west of Route 4, the emergency repair work. On a Friday, it's a little worse for where traffic's jamming west of New Baden 161 into the area. Still some slow traffic, not bad. Eastbound 270 just slow crossing the Chain Rocks. That's from an earlier crash. Westbound 70, slow at the city limits, then west of Lake St. Louis out through 61. Eastbound 70, David Hokel to Wensfield Parkway is crowded. Westbound 64, no big deal in the city, believe it or not. Spady to Ballas is a little slow. A couple of spots in the valley where it's a little busy, but again, not all that bad. Stop and go pockets, however, from 364 out to 70. South 270, north of Olive to Ladue. Manchester down to Big Bend, the only slowdowns there. Westbound 44, approaching 141 midway to Antire. You got some heavier traffic. Southbound 55, a little busy. Gasconade, Bates, and from Z all the way down to 67, there are slow stretches. Westbound 64 downtown, approaching Route 3 onto the Poplars, heavy. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Serving the Metro East region with excellence, Anderson Hospital is proud to be named one of Newsweek's World's Best Hospitals for 2025. Experience world-class care close to home. AndersonHospital.org.
Let me tell you guys about Cantor Injury Law and my friend Mark Cantor, and let me once again encourage you. I can't tell you as an attorney how many times friends, family, people who would call the phone number would snooze on it, and they would wait a little too long, or there are certain generations where it's like, well, it's not anyone's fault but mine, and I should have been watching, and I didn't know there's going to be liquid detergent on the ground, but that's my fault. Like, go see Mark Cantor, tell him the facts. If he thinks there's enough there, he will invest his own money into investigating it. Costs you absolutely nothing to find out. You're never going to get a bill. And then if there is, you can't hire a better law firm to pursue it for you. They are real trial attorneys, and here's the dirty little secret. Whether it's divorce law or personal injury law, most attorneys are terrified to go to court, and that's why they settle all their cases on the cheap. Cantor Injury Law is not like that. We're literally in court every day. 314-628-9999 or CantorInjuryLaw.com.
Calling all future sportscasters. Sharpen your skills and learn from the best of the Missouri Broadcasters Association Sportscasters Forum Tuesday, September 16th in St. Louis. Join Cardinals beat reporters, broadcasters, and the legendary John Rooney, the voice of the Cardinals, for insider sessions on play-by-play, interviewing, reporting, and more. Then cap the day with a Cards-Reds game at Busch Stadium. Open to college students and broadcasting pros. Just $10 for students, lunch, and a game ticket. Space is limited. Register by September 2nd at MissouriBroadcasters.org.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
All right, finishing up 4 o'clock hour. George Mayhey's going to join us after the news. We'll get you set into the weekend after that. We got the Redbird Rush Hour at 6 o'clock tonight. That'll be Bernie Miklasz, Matt Pauley, and me. And then after that, we got Cardinals baseball. Cardinals and the Cubs. Pregame is 6:20 tonight, and the first pitch is 7:15. So looking forward to seeing how the series plays out and see what the atmosphere is like at the ballpark this weekend. The balance of Cards fans versus Cub fans and all that kind of stuff we'll be talking about. That'll be on Monday when we talk about it. Let's get this. Good Lord, I lost my words. Let's finish up headlines, Rachel. That's what I meant to say before my words went sideways.
Well, I've got a Labubu story for you guys.
A Lafufu?
These are Labubus, not Lafufus.
Oh, Andrew and I had an idea, by the way.
Some genuine Labubus.
Weren't we the ones that had the idea?
Did we have an idea?
Ladudus?
We could do that.
You remember that?
Yeah, I think I remember.
Is it like what I think it is?
Yeah.
Gross.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's mostly his idea.
So a small resale shop in California was targeted by burglars. I struggle with that word, you guys. I want to say burglars. Burglars who stole an estimated $30,000 worth of merchandise, including some Labubu dolls.
That's like two Labubus.
Yeah, exactly.
Two.
They done cleaned them out of Labubus. There's surveillance footage of the suspect smashing through the front door, and they believe the break-in was planned, possibly by individuals who had been monitoring these shop's social media activity. They must have been posting those Labubus, and those criminals were like, I gotta get my paws on one of them. So
wait, so some of these Labubus cost $900?
Yeah, it's insane.
Why? Like,
That's why people are stealing them.
No, but are they rare? Are they?
Yeah, they're rare.
Is this just like the little tiny stupid version of like Beanie Babies?
They're rare boo-boos.
I mean, I would compare it to like a baseball card or something, I guess.
So yeah, all right.
People are just collecting them, and the rare ones are going for one of the, there's like a leader of the Labubus.
There is?
Yeah, it's like Zim something.
Yeah, Satan or something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
What it is. Something like that.
Lucifer.
Yeah. Beelzebub.
Okay, last week we talked about Dean Cain. Were you here that day, Wheels?
I can't remember, but I think so. I think I remember this.
Yeah, he had come out and said, I was sexually harassed on the set of Superman and Lois, or whatever the name of the show is. Sorry, Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman. So he was talking about that last week. This week he's back in the news because he says he has joined ICE, actually.
Oh.
And he joined with the first responders to, in his words, help secure the safety of all Americans. So
just like Superman would do.
Yeah, just kind of thought it was interesting that he was making headlines 2 weeks in a row, and this week it's because he joined up with ICE. So I guess, keep that in mind, people. Dean Cain could be knocking on your door sometime
Watch
soon.
out, Superman's coming.
Hello, fellow Missourians. This is your Congressman Bob Onder. My top priority is serving you. Whether you need help with a VA claim, Social Security, Medicare, or any other federal issue, my team and I are here to cut through the red tape and give you answers. In the last 6 months alone, we have returned over $1 million to taxpayers. Call my office or visit my website, onder.house.gov, to learn more. Missouri is my home, and I'm honored to serve you in D.C.